Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne. What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Reclaim your throne. So guys, we have to talk about this, man. Oh my goodness. Joy Taylor has been completely outed as a Fox Sports corporate slut. Okay? Fox Sports corporate slut. And if you guys need any clarification on that, we are actually going to read, I believe it's a 48-page lawsuit naming her and which the main defendant being Skip Bayless for offering a woman I believe it was $1.5 million to I guess fuck, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the lawsuit, and then I'm gonna look at people's reactions, all this kind of stuff, and we're gonna talk about Skip Bayless paying for pussy and wanting to pay for pussy, and I'm gonna show you guys how to actually do this because he completely dropped the ball. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He needs a real ninja like your boy Reclaim to assist him in this process if this is something that he so wishes to do. The woman accusing him of sexual, I don't think it's sexual assault. I think it's sexual harassment. I just want to double check. But the woman accusing him is she's not the best looking. All right, and it is alleged that Skip Bayless basically said, "Hey, well, isn't your dad Muslim? Doesn't he have like 3 or 4 wives or whatnot?" So there is a lot of controversy coming out of this here situation, and okay, it says that I'm live on X, but it's not really showing the live. Oh, okay, I guess it is, but. Guys, just get in the comment section. Let me know if audio is coming in good, video is coming in good, all that kind of stuff. Because this one is going to be extra interesting, extra entertaining, and we are going to talk about this Joy Reid situation. So, in the Skip Bayless situation. So first, I want to introduce you to all of the not Joy Reid, sorry, Joy Taylor, all of the players in this lawsuit. Okay, so we're gonna go over all of the players in this lawsuit. So first, let's go over Skip Bayless first. Okay, let's talk about Skip Bayless, who he is, what he does. Obviously, he runs the Undisputed podcast. He did run the Undisputed podcast with or the show with Shannon Sharp. Okay. He did run the Undisputed show with Shannon Sharp. And I mean, he's been a commentator, sports commentator for almost half a century, if I'm not mistaken. Started in the, I believe, early 70s or 80s, something like that. And he has actually been a talking point when it comes to the red vitamin community. Here you go. You see his wife here. They actually look very similar. But he actually has been a figurehead in the red vitamin community, because back then there was a claim from him saying that he is not going to quit his job just because his wife wants him to or whatever. He said he is married to his job first before his wife. So he had some red pill. Excuse me. He had some red vitamin, sentiments here. He had some red vitamin sentiments here, and I kind of want to talk about that. And I like what he said here about his wife comes second to his career. And this is exactly how men should operate, because at the end of the day, your career is going to last longer than your marriage. I'm telling you that right now. In the modern day and age. And I'm not wishing that upon anybody. I'm just being realistic. And here's a clip where he said that his job was more important than his marriage. But, he kind of falters here when we start getting into some of the allegations, which he's innocent until proven guilty. We all know all women lie about rape, indirectly or directly. How many women will repeat the lie? So that's always a factor here when discussing this situation. But let's get into kind of his mindset and why he has been a figurehead in the red vitamin community, or at least some of his talking points have. Let's go.
Said, if this relationship ever lifts off and goes anyplace, you're just going to have to know from day one that you'll be second in my life to my work. It's because it's not work to me. It's my passion. It's my life.
He definitely watched Pimps Up, Hoes Down. Yeah. Because he came in with his intention strong. He laid it out there like, hey, this is what it is. And yeah, he ran that mind game strong.
I would have told him no, because if I can't be first, if I can't be number one, I would not be number two unless I want to be.
Yeah, because most women want to be first.
Right. Exactly.
He's already skipped Bayless at this point, and he can't take the foot off the gas.
He has to figure out how to make us equal somehow. He got to make me feel just important as his work.
And that's why Shannon Sharp left him.
Well, I don't think they were actually together. I think
however they were together, Shannon left.
So, I mean, you have a homosexual and others discussing this topic, which we all know we don't take dating advice from homosexuals at all. So that is something that is to be noted. But Skip Bayless, he's a known guy. He did the Undisputed show with Shannon Sharp. I mean, he has, all intents and purposes, been presumed as a good guy, a solid guy. Obviously, he has some controversial takes, but overall, we like Skip over here. I personally enjoy some of his takes. I don't agree with everything that he says, but I think he has the right to say them. And I love that he is, Jordan first over LeBron. Jordan is my GOAT as well. So I like that. Dallas Cowboys fan, obviously. They've been having a tough season this year and the last, getting over that hump, that playoff hump, getting over that regular season hump. They've had some troubles. Very good friends with Deion Sanders. Very good friends with Deion Sanders, an avid Deion Sanders supporter. So, a lot of people like to say he's racist and all this kind of stuff. No, I don't think he's racist. I think he's critical of all athletes. And I think that because his takes are so controversial, coming from him, they can come off as racially, socially insensitive in this very pussified society. But I personally don't think he's racist. He's been great friends with Deion Sanders, been a supporter of Deion Sanders. Maybe there's some takes that you could view as, oh, okay, he's coming at black men and all this kind of stuff. But I do think the community is a little sensitive to, the race subject and being criticized by a white man who never played the game officially. And in all fairness, I sometimes, or I can also empathize with, that sentiment that, okay, well, he just doesn't like black people. Now, I don't believe that. But what I'm saying is, there's been some controversies in his career that have, questioned his, I guess, appreciation for the black community. But also, he's done a lot for the black community. He's the one who gave Shannon Sharp a job when nobody else was going to take the risk on him. He's been a great friend to Lil Wayne, especially when Lil Wayne was selling off Young Money and going through, his legal troubles with the federal gun case that he had to sell his whole catalog for in order to pay the legal fees for that. So, and he supported Lil Wayne throughout that. He's giving him slots on Fox Sports. They're good friends. I don't think he's a racist. I personally think he's an overall good dude, and I like him. I like Skip Bayless. I think he's a solid guy. You know, like I said, I don't agree with everything that he said, but that's who he is. All right. So let's get into Joy Taylor. Well, actually, let's do the men first. Let's talk about Emmanuel Acho. All right. So Emmanuel Acho, or Acho, however you pronounce it. He is also a sports commentator. Black man, played in the league. I actually don't know exactly where he played or his duration and whatnot. But this guy, Emmanuel Acho, I mean, he is an African brother. Obviously, he's not necessarily an FBA brother, so a lot of people might have criticism for him. But, you know, he's a kind of typical lefty guy. Obviously, he is a panderer to the black matriarchy specifically, which is understanding. But I believe, from my understanding, he is married to a snow bunny. Okay. So let me I just want to confirm that. Okay. I don't know. Ex-girlfriend. Okay. He got ex-girlfriend, wife. Okay. I'm not completely sure who his wife is. So let me just try and figure this out. Just want to give you guys. Oh, okay. So okay, this is going to trigger a lot of people. I don't know if this is his wife. I want to, let's see. Last night, launched a book, Uncomfortable Conversation with a Jew. Oop. We will be in NYC, Long Island, and Philly. Okay, so it looks like this might be his wife. But I want to confirm. This actually is she wrote a book about interracial relationships between black people, specifically black men and Jewish women. And now this is obviously going to be a controversial topic for all the white supremacists on X. So definitely he knows how to trigger people. You've got people in the comments calling him and her a sellout. A lot of things, man. There's a lot of people who are upset. So he's definitely not shying away from controversy. And I actually appreciate that. Whatever you believe in, you should stand on it 10 toes, whether I agree with it or not. I'm pretty fair on these situations because, you know, I've had a long tenure, but I don't want to say that this is his wife. I don't want to say I don't see any. It looks like they wrote this book together. But I don't know if this is his wife or not. I don't really see him saying wife. I see the stand up to Jewish hate, all that kind of stuff. But he definitely panders to the black matriarchy. Let's see. Okay, so I don't think this is his wife. No, they're not. That's not his wife. But he's definitely a panderer to the black matriarchy. Hopefully he's single, so this doesn't affect any relationships that he has. From my understanding, it looks like he is single. Let me just ask ChatGPT real quick, or Grok. So I know he has an ex-wife. I know he has an ex-wife, but no, I don't. So I don't think he's married. I think he has an ex-wife, which is, you know, makes sense. They got a who he's dated. So he was with Yvonne Orji. She was an actress in Insecure, written by Issa Rae. So I think that is pretty much his only connection. and she is also a Nigerian actress. So Yvonne Orji is, let's see if we can get let's see if we can get some pictures of them together. They were together for over a year and decided to part ways in 2019. Okay. So it looked like they dated as well. So as you can see, Yvonne Orji and Emmanuel Acho dated. So he's definitely a panderer to the black matriarchy, which is fine. It makes for this story to be even sweeter, right? So with that being said, I actually very intrigued by the players in this one, the players in this lawsuit. And now time to get to Joy Reid, or sorry, I don't know why I keep calling her Joy Reid, Joy Taylor. FS1, Fox Sports, thought of the year. She is a commentator. She commentated on Undisputed, if I'm not mistaken. You know, as you guys can see. So let's keep it a buck. She's super hot, very attractive. I mean, you can't really say anything about her looks. I believe she is in her late 30s, early 40s. Let's see. But she obviously slept her way to the top. And she also oftentimes online tried to advocate. Oh, so she's 37 years old. She tried to advocate for women and say, oh, well, people accuse women of sleeping their way to the top, and it's not true. But now we find out that it is absolutely true. And she is a corporate slut, which honestly, if you're in a corporation, you work in corporate America, and there is a corporate slut, you have access to a corporate slut. I mean, let's keep it a buck. It's something that a lot of men would favor in the workplace, even though we say don't deal with your coworkers. We tell you guys time and time again, stop dealing with your coworkers. But I mean, she's a 37-year-old woman dressing like, you know, a streetwalker. And I mean, I'm not mad at it. This obviously benefits men. Women getting naked, women being more sexual, women being more slutty, oftentimes benefits men, especially the top 1% and top 10%, which, you know, we like to encompass. But this is a fact, and this is a scenario that is completely playing out in her life. And this is a red vitamin learning and teachable moment. When a woman posts pictures of herself sexy all the time, titties out, she's fucking. There is no doubt about it in my mind. We all know that a bad bitch doesn't go 6 months without the D. Y'all all know I've been saying this since day one. And obviously, she's very active in sports media. And from my understanding, she was married previously when she moved from Miami to go to LA to get her little show or whatever. And she was married to Richard Giannotti from 2016 to 2017. And this is a white man, indeed, white man. And what can we say about this guy? I don't really know much about this guy, but obviously Joy Taylor, you know, she speaks on the blackity black stuff. And it's also hypocritical. Excuse me. It's also hypocritical. She speaks on the blackity black. She was married to a white guy, which I don't have any problem with. Interracial relationships, as you guys know, I advocate for interracial dating. I advocate for interracial dating, but I also don't like when people try and act like they're super blackity black and all this kind of stuff, and then, you know, here they go popping out with a white man, especially black women. Like, see, the difference between black men is we can be pro-black men, right? And in an interracial relationship, right? But oftentimes when these women get into these interracial relationships, they are not pro-black men. So this is kind of how things play out. And you see, who's the other light-skinned girl married to a white guy on ESPN? She just came in the headlines like last week. Damn. What's her name? What's her name? Damn, I can't. What's her fucking name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Fuck it. I'll figure it out. But there, Malika Andrews. Yeah. So she's been under fire for, hating on black men, all this kind of stuff, specifically black athletes. And that's kind of where Joy Taylor also oftentimes finds herself in. She oftentimes finds herself in a space where she is way more critical of black athletes than white athletes and all that kind of stuff. So that's seeing controversy. Now, me personally, I'm not involved in any of this. I don't, I'm not really breaking down, Malika Andrews is anti-black or Joy Taylor is anti-black. I really could give two fucks about that. My main concern is the hypocrisy. So that's what I'm really focused on. So we learned all the players. We got Emmanuel Acho, Shannon Sharp. We can speak on Shannon Sharp too. It looks like he got the fuck up out of Dodge before any of this really materialized. But the main players are Skip Bayless, Emmanuel Acho, and Joy Taylor. And we've got a treat of a show for you guys today. I cannot wait to get into this discussion. And by beginning this discussion, we will start off with the alleged things that took place here. And that is the class action lawsuit. And as you guys can see, the plaintiff is Noishin Farahi. And this is another player in this whole debacle here. And she is a Instagram stylist or whatnot. Not an Instagram stylist, but a stylist. And she styles different athletes, whatnot. It looks like she styled Rachel Nichols. And Rachel Nichols is definitely a pro-black male advocate. So it looks like she styled Rachel Nichols oftentimes. It looks like she is helping style Michael Irvin, the brother who was falsely accused of a sexual, situation as well. So he understands these situations. It looks like obviously you can see that she is styling Joy Taylor as well. But let's find a picture of this woman. Okay, so here's a picture of her. Video, no audio. So she spent a lot of time with Joy Taylor, as you guys can see. So she knows the ins and outs. She knows the tea. So here's what this woman looks like. I mean, it ain't like she a baddie. She's old. Okay, this is a different woman. Let me pull her images up. She's old. She's not super hot at all, honestly. I mean, she's not. I don't know what the fuck. If Skip went after her, I really don't know what he saw in her. Skip Bayless, if he really wanted to, and I know he's married. I'm not advocating for this, but if he really wanted to get some pussy or whatever, he could have found a hotter, younger guy. Okay, or a girl. Shit. Pause. But here's a woman here. Obviously, heavy makeup. I'm telling you guys right now, she's not hot, like, at all. Like, obviously, if I had the choice to choose between Joy Taylor and her, it's definitely going to be Joy Taylor. The woman is just not attractive at all. She looks like she's undergone a lot of cosmetic surgery, Botox, just some weird, nasty stuff to, bring back the clock. Obviously, a post-wall woman, a woman who is not a looker at all, and Skip Bayless could have done a lot better. He offered to pay the woman $1.5 million to sleep with this. Guys, how many times do I have to tell you the price of pussy is not $1.5 million? I genuinely don't know what the fuck is wrong with these guys. They're overpaying for pussy, oversaturating the market, and they are destroying the I mean, let's keep it a buck. They're destroying the escort game by inflating the cost of pussy. So are these OnlyFans guys, or OnlyFans subs who are the simps of OnlyFans. They're doing the same thing. So I'm gonna tell you right now, these women are not worth $1.5 million. For a woman like this, I mean, especially if you just want to talk about like escort game and all this kind of stuff, for a woman like this in her 40s, it looks like. I mean, let's be honest. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. If you want to talk about real escort game, and I know people are going to be upset about this price, but I know the game. I know how much bitches charge for pussy. I'm telling you right now, if she was in the streets, y'all know how we like to say, oh, she belonged to the streets. She belonged to the streets. If she was in the streets,
she belongs to the streets.
I promise you her going rate would not be anything over $1,000. Now, I could see her within the range from 600 to 800, not including travel. So you're going to have to fly the bitch out or do whatever. And I'm not advising anybody to do any of this. I'm not any of that. I'm just talking about escort game. Y'all know I had a discussion on escort game with Kevin Samuels before he passed away. I'm telling you right now, a woman in her late 30s, early 40s, especially looking like this, where she's not even hot. This pussy is not premium pussy. It's gonna cost between 600 to I would say 800 max. If a 30 to 40-year-old woman is charging anything over that, then I say you take your ball and go home. No pun intended, since we're talking about sports. You take your motherfucking ball and go the hell home. Okay. So that's what I advise for anybody who is in the escort game. Obviously, am I freezing up, guys? Am I freezing up? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. It looks like I'm back. All right. Yeah. So it looks like I'm back. But yeah, what I was saying is, don't overpay for pussy, man. The going rate for a 40-year-old woman is less than $800, man. I'm just being honest. So don't overpay for pussy, guys. It's not a good idea. You're just destroying yourself, bruh. You're destroying yourself. You're destroying the market. You are hurting other men who actually need these services, right? Because the guys who overpay, the guys who have the money to pay 1.5 million, they don't need prostitution services. They really don't. The guys who need prostitution services are the incel men. And they just haven't gotten to the point where, okay, let me just go ahead and pay for pussy, get out of the way, and then I can start working on my game. Then I can start working on my confidence. Then I can start realizing that women in general, it's not really anything special. Talking to women is not something that should be complicated or made difficult. And so these are the guys who really need the escort services. These are the guys who really need the paying for pussy services. All these rappers, all these ball players, they're overpaying for pussy, oversaturating the market. It's absolutely disgusting. When I hear a story of a little baby paying $16,000 for some busted ass pussy from a stripper, oh my God, I'm flabbergasted. A bad bitch, and I'm talking about 18 to 23. If she's an escort, a bad bitch at most costs $1,200. And I've already done streams on the websites that you can go to find this. I mean, obviously, most guys know about these websites. I'm not going to mention them again, because I'm not trying to encourage it, but I've done a stream on it before. You can go back to my archives. But I'm telling you guys right now, a bad bitch costs $1,200. I'm talking about D-cup titties. Face card is solid, 6+. Booty, solid, 6 out of 10, 8 out of 10 plus booty. I'm talking about a high level intercourse worker is $1,200 max, period. Okay. And I don't even advocate for paying for pussy, but I know the game. I know the hustle. I've been in strip clubs. I know how much they charge. Bitches in strip clubs cost $800 to give you some top at in the VIP section. No, sorry, not 800, 400, my bad. 400 for some top in the VIP section from a stripper. Obviously, she's going to be a manufactured bitch, but I mean, most people would say, yeah, a lot of these strippers are pretty hot. Okay, a lot of these strippers are pretty hot. So you can get some top from a stripper for $400 in an El Paso strip club. Y'all over here paying $1.5 million. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You're an embarrassment to all men. You're an embarrassment to the game. And I mean, I keep telling you guys, a bad bitch, Instagram model type bitch is worth $1,200 max. And I'm not saying pay that. I'm saying haggle. I'm saying negotiate. I'm saying get the price down a little bit, man. You know, if any man who has some balls and you're paying for pussy, you're going to haggle. You're going to haggle. Now, obviously, you want to do this up front. You don't want to do it during or after because that can get you into trouble. And then, obviously, we advocate for NDAs and consent forms, all that stuff. Once you got all your paperwork handled, we know that. We understand that. But and you don't send them copies. You keep the copies for yourself. They don't get a copy of the forms. But guys, I'm just telling you guys, pussy is not that expensive. So without further ado, we are going to get into this lawsuit. It's 42 pages. I am going to read it completely. And I'm also going to, chime in here and there with some anecdotal videos to prove these claims. King David says, how much is the price of a hooker according to the Bible? A morsel of bread. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, man, the least you can pay, the better. That's where you want to be at. You want to pay $1 if the bitch is going to take it. You want to pay $1. Hell, I mean, every real nigga knows. I mean, shit, if you ever been outside, I mean, hell, in college, nigga, we was exchanging alcohol for pussy. We was exchanging weed for pussy, nigga. We was exchanging, all types of different things for pussy, and it never amounted to 1,000 to nigga, an eighth of weed, you smoke the bitch out, y'all fucking. That's it. An eighth of weed, you smoke the bitch out, y'all fucking. It's that simple. And we're gonna also get into the Fox exec. I know I didn't bring him up yet, but I wanted to bring it up once we get into the lawsuit because this guy is not very visible. And obviously these guys play the shadows, they play the background. So let's get into it. Naushin Farahi, individually and on behalf of others similarly situated, is the plaintiff versus Fox Corporation, a Delaware corporation. Fox Sports Holding, LLC, a Delaware limited liability company. Fox Sports 1, LLC, a Delaware limited liability company. Fox Sports 2, LLC. Fox Sports Productions, LLC. Charlie Dixon, an individual who is an executive at Fox, and that's who we are going to be talking about here. Skip Bayless, an individual. Joy Taylor, an individual, and does 1 to 25 inclusive. So I'm not really sure what DOES 1 through 25 inclusive means, but we'll get into it. They did go ahead and name Charlie Dixon, so I will kind of give you guys a brief rundown on who Charlie Dixon is. Remember, Joy Taylor is a 37-year-old woman, and Charlie Dixon is a Fox Sports executive vice president of FS1. So he is the executive vice president of content on FS1. He is a former NBC and ESPN executive, joined Fox Sports as executive vice president of content for FS1 in July 2015, overseeing all content and production on the channel. Dixon joins Fox Sports from NBC, where he was most recently senior vice president of development, working with MSNBC and NBC News prior to NBC News. Dixon at ESPN co-developed Olbermann, Numbers Never Lie, Colin Cowherd's new football show, and the remaining of First Take. Before that, Dixon ran the digital media department at IMG, where he launched the first ever made for mobile sports network and co-created the American Express Fashion Network for New York Fashion Week. He is a graduate of Hobart and William Smith Colleges with a BS in European history. So, as you guys can see, he didn't get a degree in the field that he's working in. So, for all you guys who think you need a degree, I mean, there's the proof in the pudding right here. Obviously, he's dropping the bag right now, but yeah, he definitely didn't have to get a degree in order to be in the position that he is right now. So his net worth, let's see. I'm trying to get his net worth right here. It's going to be hard with all the news stories. Yeah, so I can't really find his net worth, but we can see what his salary is, his annual salary. Let's see if Fox Sports annual salary of executives. Let's see. We can also ask Grok. So it looks like it's anywhere between $10 to $20 million. Looks like it's anywhere between $10 to $20 million. So this guy, he definitely has a bag. So comes now plaintiff Noshin Farahi, an individual against defendant Fox Corporation, a Delaware corporation, and then they name the defendants. All right, summary of action. Ms. Farahi brings forth this action because for over a decade at Fox, she was forced to endure a misogynistic, racist, and ableist workplace where executives and talent were allowed to physically and verbally abuse workers with impunity. When Ms. Farahi and others came forward to report the wrongdoings, instead of addressing their concerns, Fox retaliated against them, while the perpetrators and those who protected them were inexplicably promoting. This case thus represents yet another in long line of cases chronicling the toxic culture of Fox, marked by bad faith promises and repeated failures to address a poisonous and entrenched patriarchy. So obviously all the buzzwords, patriarchy, misogynistic, racist, ableist. Guys, where have we heard this from? This is the Me Too playbook. This is a Me Too case. And women are now weaponizing workplace interactions for their benefit. I've told you guys before, stay away from these hoes in the workplace, but y'all niggas are too horny, you're too tender dick, and now it's backfiring. Ms. Farahi also brings forth an action on behalf of herself and Fox's current and former non-exempt hourly employees employed in California, beginning 4 years prior to the filming or filing of this complaint and ending it on the date as determined by the court, the class period. Specifically, during the class period, Fox had a consistent policy and or practice of failing to pay employees all minimum wages, failing to pay all employees overtime wages, failing to reimburse employees for business expenses, failing to pay all wages upon separation, and knowingly and intentionally failing to furnish accurate itemized wage statements. As a result of the above labor code violations, Fox committed unfair, unlawful, and fraudulent business practice in violation of California's unfair competition law. So what you guys have to really understand about this lawsuit is it's about money, man. It's about money. If she was getting her pay on time, if she was getting, all this kind of stuff, she probably wouldn't have brought this to the forefront. She's not getting her reimbursement for traveling expenses. As a makeup artist, that can be very taxing because they don't get paid that much, and a stylist, whatnot. So she's not getting paid for that like she should be. She's not getting the per diem, travel expenses, lodging expenses, all this kind of stuff. She's not getting the benefits that other, stars on the network get paid. And obviously she shouldn't. You are a contracted employee. You're not full-time employee. You're a contracted employee, it appears. And I mean, she wants more than she's actually worth. Any stylist can be replaced, but it obviously looks like you were there as a stylist. She was there as a stylist because she was eye candy for some of the stars on the shows that she helped style for, right? So that's what it really looks like. It doesn't look like her work was super significant. I mean, seriously, it really wasn't. And the way that she was pulling up, the way that she looked, and then the way she's styling people, it's not like she's some super famous stylist and she's like in high demand or anything like that. She's just very regular, you know, she's very regular. And the work that she does is very regular. It's not like she was, you know, I mean, no disrespect. And I mean, hell, you know, we see the beauty industry and all this kind of stuff. I'm not saying it's hard or it's not hard to do, but it really isn't. You're very replaceable, clog in the wheel, in her position. Venue is proper because Miss Farahi was hired to work out and did work out of Los Angeles, California. In addition, each cause of action arises from California state law, and a substantial number of the events giving rise to the lawsuit took place in Los Angeles, California. The court has jurisdiction over Ms. Farahi and class members' claims under Labor Code, We're not going to read that, and applicable wage orders. This court has jurisdiction over Ms. Farahi's individual claims as they arise out of California law. The parties. Ms. Farahi was a resident of Los Angeles, California for all times relevant during the events of this case. She was employed at Fox as a hairstylist on a part-time basis from approximately 2012 to 2016 and a full-time basis from approximately 2016 to August 2024. Defendant Fox Corporation is a Delaware corporation doing business in Los Angeles. Is a publicly traded corporation listed on the NASDAQ. Report revenues of $13 billion and net income of $1.5 billion for the year ending June 30th, 2024. So they listed defendants here. It's just Fox Sports mainly. And then another one, defendant Charlie Dixon is an executive vice president of content for FS1, Fox's flagship multi-sports national network overseeing all content and production on the network. Mr. Dixon was, in July 2016, the very first significant hiring of former Fox Sports president Jamie Horowitz. Mr. Horowitz, who was terminated from Fox due to reports of sexual harassment. So there is a culture of sexual harassment that this woman is going to be able to point to. A culture of sexual harassment that this woman is going to be able to point to as, you know, potential evidence for a settlement. She's going to get paid big in this one, guys. At all relevant times, Mr. Dixon was an agent of Fox and had authority to make decisions impacting Ms. Farahi's employment. Upon information and belief, Mr. Dixon is a resident of the state of California. Defendant Skip Bayless is a sports columnist, commentator, and television personality who worked at Fox Sports on his show Skip and Shannon Undisputed from 2016 to August 2024. In March 2021, Mr. Bayless signed a 4-year, $32 million contract with Fox. At all relevant times, Mr. Bayless was an agent of Fox and had authority to make decisions impacting Ms. Farahi's employment. Upon information and disbelief, Mr. Bayless is a resident of upon information and belief, Mr. Bayless is a resident of the state of California. Defendant Joy Taylor is a media personality and television host for Fox. She co-hosts the show Speak on FS1. At all relevant times, Ms. Taylor was an agent of Fox and had authority to make decisions impacting Ms. Farahi's employment. Upon information and belief, Ms. Taylor is a resident of the state of California. While not currently named as defendant herein, Mark Silverman, president and chief operating officer of Fox Sports, and Eric Shanks, CEO and executive producer of Fox Sports, may become named defendant based upon discovery yet to be adduced. In this action concerning their involvement with respect to Ms. Farahi's claims, on information and belief, Mr. Silverman and Mr. Shanks approved were made privy to or should have been privy to all significant employment decisions and personnel related investigations related to misconduct and or harassment by Fox Sports executive and talent. Further, on information and belief, Mr. Silverman and Mr. Shanks, along with Fox's legal team, worked hard to protect perpetrators by forcing individuals who were witnesses to or targets of misconduct and or harassment to sign non-disclosure agreements upon separation from employment. So you see how these companies work. They make you sign non-disclosure NDAs upon your separation. This is something that I advocate for men to do as well. Now, obviously, it doesn't look like this NDA is going to be applicable in this case because this is a civil suit and all this kind of stuff. But they can help you in the future. NDAs and consent forms conjoined, it can almost guarantee that you will never be Me Too'd. But the NDA has to be coupled with a consent form, I will say. And there has to be a significant penalty for the NDA as well. I would suggest $250,000. And guys, if you are looking to get an NDA or consent form from Reclaim D1, just hit me up on Twitter, on Instagram. I'll DM you the NDAs and consent forms. No charge, free of charge. Ms. Farahi is ignorant of the true names, capacities, relationships, and extent of participation in the conduct herein alleged. The defendants sued herein, as does 1 through 25, but is informed and believes and thereon alleges that said defendants are legally responsible for the wrongful conduct alleged herein and therefore sues the defendants of such fictitious names. Ms. Farahi will amend this complaint to allege the true names and capacities of the DOE defendants when ascertained. Factual background: Ms. Farahi is hired to work at Fox in 2023. Ms. Farahi began to work at Jose Eber Hair Salon, a sophisticated salon providing cutting-edge styling and coloring techniques and treatments to high-profile clients. Around 2010, Ms. Farahi was introduced by a coworker to the salon, to Gail Berman, the former president of entertainment for Fox Broadcasting Company, and Dana Walden, the former CEO of Fox Television Group. Shortly thereafter, Ms. Farahi began accompanying. Sorry, my throat is like tickling me today. Pause, nigga. I think it's the coffee. It was a little dry. The brew was a little dry and got my throat dry. Berman's hair at their home and on the premises of Fox. Okay, so sorry. Ms. Farahi began accompanying the co-worker to do Ms. Walden and Ms. Berman's hair at their homes and on the premises of Fox. Over time, as Ms. Farahi's co-workers became busy with other clients, he sent Ms. Farahi on her own to do their hair at the homes and on the premises of Fox. In approximately 2012, a makeup stylist who would do Ms. Walden and or Ms. Berman's makeup when Ms. Farahi worked on their hair recommended Ms. Farahi for a position at Fox. Fox then hired Ms. Farahi as a part-time employee. When hired, Ms. Farahi was asked to bring her own tools for work. She would later discover that all her coworkers received a kit fee for bringing their own tools. So there you go. That's the first gripe that she had. She saw that her coworkers actually were provided a kit fee, which is financial compensation for the tools that she would need necessary to do her job. And she felt some type of way about that, obviously. I told you it's mostly about money. However, she herself would not receive a kit fee until 2019, approximately 7 years after she started working at Fox. In addition, while Ms. Farahi, well, I mean, here's the thing. They want you to prove yourself. They don't want to just start divvying up funds for somebody who's going to be there contractually and not going to be there consistently. I mean, you did just get the job. So, I mean, 7 years is a long time for sure to prove yourself, but I understand why they didn't initially do the kit fee. Now, 6 months to a year into that thing and you're doing plenty of work for them, I think they definitely should have came out, especially these corporations. They should cover the expenses that it takes, unless you're a completely contracted worker. But if they're saying that she was listed on file as a Fox employee instead of a contract worker, then they definitely should have gave her some type of compensation for the toolkit. But if she's a contract worker, then those expenses are on you. So I just want to clarify that. In addition, while Ms. Farahi was a hairstylist, her supervisor, Gina Peretti, also required that she do the job duties of a barber, i.e. cutting hair. When Ms. Farahi complained to her union, they told her that while cutting hair was not in her contract, Ms. Peretti was known to be difficult and it was best to just comply with her request. Accordingly, throughout her tenure, Ms. Farahi both styled and cut hair. So she took on a responsibility that she was not contractually obligated to do so. and this responsibility was divvied up to her by a woman. So I just want to clarify that this is woman on woman so far. Woman hires her. Woman is trying to get over on her. Woman is trying not to pay her what she believes that she's worth. So let's not just say, oh, well, men in executive positions. No, this is a supervisor, a female supervisor, who is making it difficult for this woman to get the tools necessarily in adding unlitigated or uncontractual tasks to her job description. Okay. This is a woman power tripping on another woman. So let's not say, oh, male executives, male leadership, male supervisors, male management. No, this is a woman power tripping in her leadership position against another woman. So let's keep that clear. In 2016, Fox hired Miss Farahi as a full-time hairstylist. Mr. Dixon gives Miss Taylor undisputed as a reward for having sex with him. Boom. Now, this is where the tea happens. This is where they are going to be speaking on Joy Taylor. And I just want to bring up a clip of Joy Taylor and the type of woman that she is. She is pretty much a hoe for hire. Anybody would describe her actions as prostituting. I'm going to say an alleged prostituting, but we all know that she's a slut just by the way that she presents herself online, which is fine. We as men, let's keep it a buck. Obviously, we don't love sluts for long-term commitment, but we love sluts for the short-term sexual gratification that they provide, not only to us, but, other men who she's willing to divvy it up for. And now here she explains who she's willing to bust those cheeks down for in this interview that she posted on a podcast where they were talking about dating. So let's listen up.
Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person. Can we just?
So you heard what she said. If they fine enough, if they funny enough, and if they got enough fucking money. And notice how she said fucking money. And that's what's going to really get her to start fucking. That money. Fine enough, funny enough, enough fucking money. Listen up one more time. This woman has admitted that she is going for the bag. Now, for anybody who's going to get in my comments, especially you women, and specifically, I do have to address the black women because we know y'all are going to be the main ones in the comments talking about, why are you talking about another black woman? She just admitted, and she is listed in a lawsuit. I mean, at this point, this bitch is, she's damn near the female sports commentating Diddy at this point. She said if they fine enough, they funny enough, and they got enough fucking money, she's willing to go. So how can you not describe this woman as a hoe? How can you not describe this woman as a prostitute? How can you not describe this woman as a slut? For you guys that don't understand the definition of a hoe is a prostitute. Well, what is a prostitute? A prostitute is a woman who sells her body for money. Sells sex in exchange for financial gain, period. She just admitted to doing so. She just admitted that's her standards. Those are her standards. That's what she's willing to do. Fine, funny, money. Listen up one more time.
Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person. Can we?
Boom. So y'all know, and then, oh my God, look at her story right now. Holy shit. Look at what she posted on her story. Holy shit. Yo, do y'all see this shit? Do y'all see this shit? Do y'all see this shit? I have to. Sorry, I have to screenshot this. I have to screenshot this. Do y'all see what she posted on her story? Oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta post this right now. Oh my God. This is crazy. You deserve to be rich. You deserve to be rich. Holy fuck. I mean, if this is not a testament to how these hoes be moving, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I mean, there's no arguing this point right now. I know the women are upset that their little, I guess role model, right? Their hoe model is getting exposed right now, but you literally, this is undeniable. What's happening here? This is undeniable. The bitch is literally telling you guys, hey, you deserve to be rich. Claim your future. Master the inner game of wealth. We know she's not trading stocks. By the way, my portfolio is up 12.9%. And I personally don't take any help with my investing, and my portfolio is up 12.9%. So, and I'm not even trying to give any financial advice. I'm not saying I'm an authority on the stock market. I just, I take information, I invest my money, and then I got some long-term holds and some short-term holds. I love investing in the stock market, and I'm not even going to call myself an expert, but I damn sure know more about building wealth than this bitch. And my stock market portfolio is doing well, and also my crypto portfolio is doing well. But this woman has the nerve to post on her story, you deserve to be rich. No, you don't fucking deserve anything. You don't deserve shit. You don't deserve shit. You work for everything that you got. You make smart decisions, and that is what you deserve. You deserve the results of your hard work. Now, this book, I'm sure this book, it looks like it's co-created by Earn Your Leisure. I'm sure that this book, I'm sure it's more about addressing imposter syndrome. And anybody who's in business or sales understand what imposter syndrome is. It essentially is when you're doing good in business, or when you're just about to start business, you have imposter syndrome. Am I an expert? Do I really know what I'm talking about? You start doubting yourself, okay? And then you start going into the analysis paralysis segment of your business journey, where you're doing all this research on a financial endeavor that you want to get into, but you still haven't made a move. You still haven't taken that risk and invested. You still haven't put yourself out there to, be in sales, a top sales exec, or not even an executive, but just a top sales guy, or a guy who's starting your entrepreneurial journey. So imposter syndrome can create analysis paralysis. And that's what I believe that this book is probably addressing. But the irony of the title and her post, just one day before she's outed as a sexual deviant and corporate slut, using her poom, booty, and titties to climb the corporate ladder, is absolutely hilariously ironic. So I just wanted to kind of break that down and really talk about that. But so yeah, y'all heard the type of time that Joy Taylor is on. I just want to play it one more time for any of the deniers who are saying, oh, you can't call her a hoe. Why are you calling her a corporate slut? This is a black woman. It doesn't matter if she's black, white, Asian, yellow, or green, or a fucking alien, nigga. If she is sleeping her way to the top, I'm going to call her a corporate slut. I really don't give a fuck what you guys think. This is not about race. However, race is going to play a part in it, because the defendants and the plaintiff have already made it a part. For me, it's not about race, but for the defendant and the plaintiff, it is about race. So I'm going to speak on it as if it is about race. And yes, you're going to have people who are upset that I'm criticizing this I believe she's biracial, but let's just, she's been claiming she's a black woman. So yes, they're going to be upset that I'm criticizing this black woman, but this criticism is warranted because of the things that she said out of her own mouth. Let's listen.
Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't kid, because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person. Can we just keep it?
So y'all heard what she said. She said she going for the money. She's going for the money. All that fine, funny, man. Look, y'all really think that white man is that fun? And this is no disrespect to him. He just playing a game. He just fucking his subordinates, which I mean, I don't agree with it. But we understand what's going on. He just fucking his subordinates. This white man who she was fucking is not fine or funny. But what does he have? The money. Now, y'all not finna sit up here and tell me that this nigga is fine. And people got the nerve to call your boy Reclaim ugly. This is one ugly white man, respectfully. There go my dog. This is one ugly dude right here. Okay, so y'all not finna tell me he's fine nor funny. He funny looking. Oh, he is funny looking. But this man is not fine nor funny. Okay, so let's just go back to what Joy Taylor said about fine, funny, or money. And I'm going to just play this back because my dog, he's acting like he need to go out. So we're just going to run this for a second. I'll be right back.
Can we just keep it a buck? What you want? Fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't kid, because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person. Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't kid, because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person. Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't kid, because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person.
All right, so guys, please understand. I mean, it's so hilarious. Yes, they're gonna come for me for criticizing this slut. It's fine. We get the criticism all the time. But like I said, which one do you think this man is? Which one do you think this man is? And I'm not even trying to clown his looks, but we have to be objective here. Is it fine? Is he funny? Or is it the money? Is he fine? Is he funny? Or is it the money? I mean, she had to kiss this man. Look at this nigga's teeth, bro. Look at his mouth. Nigga, he has plaque on one of his canines, bro. He's got plaque on one of his canines. I mean, come on. He looks like a Brit who drinks tea and crumpets and brushes his teeth with coffee, nigga. I mean, damn. Even me, when I drink my coffee, I keep my retainers in so my teeth don't stain. But this motherfucker here plaque all in his teeth. How you be worth $10 million and your teeth looking crazy, nigga? Teeth looking crazy, nigga. I bought Invisalign. I got Invisalign coming out of high school, and I had to go into debt to get Invisalign. Yo, so how this rich motherfucker ain't? Well, it doesn't matter. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about his appearance. He doesn't care about his looks. Why? Because he's got money. He could just pay for pussy straight up. And he didn't even have to pay straight up financially. He paid for pussy with employment opportunities. And you best believe 100% that Joy Reid, why do I keep calling her Joy Reid? Joy Taylor is the finest bitch he done ever put his dick inside. Let's you know, a lot of people are criticizing Reclaim, right? A lot of people like to criticize me. You don't fuck no bad bitches. You don't do this. You don't do that. Niggas have seen my resume. Niggas have seen my resume. I don't got $10 million or anything like that. And you can call me ugly if you want, but that's not what my results say. When I step outside, I get bitches. I get bitches. And not only do I get bitches, but they're way better than what this motherfucker's getting. And I'm not saying bitches is the end all be all. If I could trade my financial situation for his, absolutely I'd do it. But guess what? I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade the way that I look for him. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't trade the situation that he's in right now versus the situation I'm in right now. I ain't facing no damn sexual assault lawsuits, and it's impossible for me to face that. Why? Because every woman that I sleep with signs a consent form and an NDA. Period. So it's just so funny, you know, you got online people who are like, Reclaim ain't this, Reclaim ain't that. That's fine. That ain't no problem. In the spirit of Shannon Sharp, that ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. Why? Because either you could be fine, funny, or got fucking money. Fine, funny, or got fucking money. And you can fuck a bitch who looks just as good as Joy Taylor, and she's gonna be younger. Especially if you're a young man, she's gonna be younger, just as fine as Joy Taylor. All right. So if you fine, you funny, or you got fucking money, you in that pussy. And I'm telling you guys right now, you know, I'm live streaming on X. I got a lot of white supremacist haters who will hate on a brother like myself, right? Who advocates for passport bros, SYSBM, MGTOW, free agent lifestyle, IR dating. I get a lot of hate on X. That's fine. That's fine. That ain't no problem. But I'm telling you right now, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how much money you make. Joy Taylor is the baddest bitch that this nigga has ever fucked. Why? Why do I know that? Because he's risking his whole career for that pussy. He's risking his whole livelihood for that pussy. He's risking his family for that pussy. Joy Taylor is the baddest bitch this man has ever stuck his dick inside of. And I mean, I'm not taking it back. I'm not withdrawing it. I'm not recanting my statement. No, I don't even have to know this guy. I take one look at him and be like, yeah, he ain't never had no pussy like Joy Taylor. Nah, he ain't never been in no booty like Joy Taylor. He ain't never seen no titties like Joy Taylor. He ain't never seen that brown tan skin bouncing up off his pelvic bone. Never. And that shit got him hooked. That shit got him completely flabbergasted. It made him throw all caution to the wind. It made him throw all caution to the wind, nigga. Okay? So y'all ain't finna come over here. I'm right about everything. There's literally nothing that I've been online, said online that I haven't been right about. I even told you guys that any woman with over 100,000 followers on social media, who you can't visibly see a career path or financial, earning potential through, is a prostitute. And how many followers does Joy Taylor have? 767. Yeah, she's selling that pussy. Yeah, she's selling that pussy. Of course. Why would you doubt it? Why would you doubt it when she dressed like this? When she put herself out like this? Why would you doubt it? Why would you doubt it? Turning the booty. I thought this was about sports. Turning your booty to the camera. I thought it was all about sports. Walking up with your titties out. Now, y'all know this white man has not fucked no bitch who looked as good as her ever in his life. I don't give a fuck how much money he got. I don't care. I don't care, bro. I don't care. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. Man, we be getting... No, the fuck y'all don't. No, the fuck y'all don't. Okay? Especially these old dudes. Especially these old dudes. Especially these old dudes. They definitely ain't fucking no bad bitches. Like, it's just so fucking funny, bro. It's so funny. Okay, let's see. Oh shit, hold on. My contractor just hit me up. Fuck, it's crazy. All right, but I'll get to that later. But he definitely ain't fucking no bad bitches. Period. Especially ones that look like her. Like I said, we're not gonna take the beauty away from her. She's looking great for her age, and I'm sure that she was even more attractive a decade ago. She looks great. And that's exactly how I know that this executive has never fucked a bitch this bad. So, I mean, all the people in my comments, all the white supremacists in my comments, all the sisters in my comments, all the Hotep black men in my comments, this is literally undisputed. I'm telling you right now, guys that look like this are 100% paying for the pussy. 100% paying for the pussy. Okay? So, you know, it's always funny, you know, we always hear these guys online, these Groypers and all these other people. Well, we're getting the most attractive women. No, you're not. You're paying for pussy, bruh. You're paying for pussy. You're paying for OnlyFans. That's how you get pussy. It's not authentic. It's not off the string. We all know that black men are getting the baddest bitches, period. Especially black athletes. And we're getting it off the strength, not paying. Now, I'm not saying that some of these guys don't pay. And that's because they're blue vitamin and they think they have to pay. But your status alone earns you the pussy. Right? And your looks. But status, looks, that earns you the pussy. You don't have to pay. That's why I advise all guys to watch my my channel. So they understand you are losing money by paying for pussy. All right. In approximately March 2016, Miss Farahi met Miss Taylor, an aspiring sports personality that had recently moved from Miami to Los Angeles for the opportunity of airtime at Fox. At the time, Miss Taylor did not have a regular position, but would fill in on a day-to-day basis when talent was sick or otherwise missed time. Miss Taylor and Miss Farahi Miss Taylor told Miss Farahi, that she was recently wed, but her husband remained in Miami and that she was lonely in Los Angeles. Miss Taylor then briefed Miss Farahi. So this is another red vitamin truth. Wow. This is another red vitamin truth. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely stunning. Absolute vindication. I mean, this stream is so necessary, so important, because you have so many of these women online who are saying, well, the red vitamin is this, the red vitamin is that. Y'all are wrong about women. No, we're not. Long distance relationships do not work. Long distance relationships do not work. And I would even go as far as to say, and this is going to be a very controversial take. I hope I don't offend anybody, but if you are offended, I could give two fucks. This is not for all. It's not for all, obviously. But I'm gonna keep it a buck here. When you see these sisters dating, marrying these white men, not all. Obviously, I know interracial relationships, white male, black women, they're doing fine. They're doing great. Kudos to them. Congratulations. But I told you guys over and over again, when these sisters are dating out, most of the time it is a sugar daddy relationship. It is a he got money, I got pussy relationship. Now I've told you guys this over and over again, and y'all don't seem to understand. When black men date out, we get it off of the strength. We get it off of the strength of our attractiveness. We get off the strength of our status. When these sisters date out, I'm telling you right now, they're looking for a bag. And this guy was definitely her bag. And I'm interested to see how much she got in the divorce. She literally said that she was lonely. I told you guys that long distance relationships do not work. Okay? I told you guys that these relationships do not work. Long distance relationships, and then it's IR, black female, white male. Bro, she's definitely cheating. And this is not a knock against white men. I think oftentimes people hear the racial terms and they're like, oh, you're racist. No, I'm not. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm being honest. I'm being objective. And I'm telling you the truth that nobody else will tell you. Black men, we get cheated on, dating within our race. It happens. And I'm not saying that, all women cheat. We know this. We understand this, right? But if it is a black female, white male relationship, you don't have to believe me. I really don't care if you believe me. I understand the game. So it doesn't hurt me if you say, that's not true. It's not true. You're a lying reclaim. You're just racist. You hate white men. No, I don't. Got plenty of white friends. And right, it done this. Oh, I got black friends. No, I got plenty of white friends. I have a ball with white men, white women, black men, black women all the time. Cool, fine. Disclaimers. We get them. When there is a black female, white male relationship, bro, she's going to cheat. One, because, they just move a little softer in their relationships. White men are more afraid to tell their girl, hell no, you ain't going out. And y'all, like I said, y'all can complain and say, this ain't true. I stand on business with my girl. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Y'all do not stand on business, bro. If you go to a PWI, you see how many of these white girls are going out to the clubs on girls' night out, girls' trips, and all this kind of stuff. Bro, they're definitely cheating. Definitely. And you don't have to believe me. It is what it is. Any athlete who played college sports at a PWI knows these hoes cheating. I'm not going to tell my own individual stories, but let me just keep it a buck. So if they can't even keep their own women in check, oh Lord, imagine when the black woman comes in, dude, she's running that relationship, bro. She's running that relationship and she's going over and fucking a black man. So she's going to marry the white man and fuck the black man. And the reason why she believes she can get away with this is because white men are a lot less strict in their relationships. Let's just be honest. They're a lot less strict in their relationships. Let's be honest. Let's not create false dispersions. Everybody knows this is true. We know about the cuck stereotypes. We understand all of this, bro. But somehow when I say it, it's a big fucking problem. Anybody else says it. If shout out to Rich Cooper. If Rich Cooper said, yeah, oftentimes I see that Anglo-Saxon white men, they're really blue pill. If he says it, oh, Rich Cooper, you're the GOAT. You're my GOAT. You're the best red pill content creator ever. Oh, you got a supercar? But when Reclaim says it, oh, you black nigger, you piece of shit. This is what it is. I don't have to help y'all. I really don't have to help y'all niggas, but I'm giving you fucking game. So listen the fuck up. And I keep it straight on black men and white men's side. And I keep it straight on black men and white men's side. When do you ever get this objectivity? Never. Never. The white guys aren't going to tell you the truth because they want you to keep spending money on them and their courses and their Patreons and all this shit. They're not going to tell you the truth. I will. I'm telling you right now, y'all are definitely a lot softer in your relationships, more blue pill, letting your bitch do whatever she want, going out, and then you're gonna say, well, I'm not insecure, so I let my woman go out. Okay, that's fine. Well, you can be insecure eating some pussy that just got cream pied in. You can be not insecure eating some pussy that just got nutted in. Like we've seen the story of the woman saying she had a boyfriend, went out, got fucked, got nutted in, and then came back and let the man eat the pussy. He was white. You keep doing that then, sir. You keep doing that. You keep doing that and denying the truth. That's fine. That's fine. It doesn't change my results. It changes your results. It doesn't put me at risk. It puts you at risk. So if you don't want to listen to me because, oh, this nigga saying this because he's black and he hates white men, or he hates this and he hates, I don't hate nobody, man. I ain't got time to hate on y'all niggas. I'm getting money. I'm out here analyzing the situations objectively, and y'all can't take it. That's the problem. That is the real problem. So let's keep going. She left her boyfriend in Miami. She said she was feeling lonely. She cheats in Los Angeles. I keep telling you guys that in these IR relationships, black female, white male, they are not faithful. And you could take that to the bank. You could take that to the bank. Long distance relationships, doesn't matter what the race is, they don't work. The woman is way more likely to cheat. Okay? You can take that to the bank as well. In approximately May 2016, Miss Taylor asked Miss Farahi to meet for a drink in Santa Monica. When Miss Farahi arrived, she found Miss Taylor with an older man, Fox Sport Executive Vice President of Content, Mr. Dixon. And this man is married as well, from my understanding. As Executive Vice President, Mr. Dixon is responsible for overseeing all content and production on FS1. So I've showed you guys Mr. Dixon. We'll keep moving along. Miss Farahi, however, did not know Mr. Dixon at the time. When Mr. Dixon went to buy them another round of spicy margaritas, Miss Farahi asked who he was. Miss Taylor responded that he was just a friend. She say he's just a friend. Oh, she say he's just a friend, but I can be your fantasy. Bro, what? I mean, this is another red vitamin tenement. If she has male friends, she's fucking. No male friends. Women don't have male friends that they aren't getting a financial or sexual benefit from. And the only reason they're receiving the financial benefit from is based off of the allure of sex, based off of the unspoken promise or the unspoken hope from the male friend for sex. I'm preaching tonight. I'm preaching. Following that night, whenever Miss Farahi would meet with Miss Taylor for drinks or food, Mr. Dixon would either arrive with Miss Taylor or show up later in the night and leave with Miss Taylor. He would always buy rounds of drinks and or food. From the body language, Miss Farahi suspected that the pair was sleeping with each other. And although this concerned Miss Farahi, as she knew Miss Taylor was recently married, Miss Farahi kept her opinions to herself. There you go. There you have it. Female Uber Alice, female own group preference. She sees a woman cheating on her husband, blatantly cheating on her husband in public. He's buying her drinks. He's showing up to bars. She is on a girl's date with her friend, and her friend who is married invites a mysterious man, a mysterious elderly sugar daddy white man. And instead of doing the honest thing, instead of doing the genuine thing, instead of doing the right thing and telling Joy Taylor's husband, mum's the word, zips it up, throws away the key, keeps it in her pocket, keeps it in her bag until it can be financially beneficial with her. And that's where this lawsuit comes from. That's where this lawsuit comes from. But if it was a man, Lord have mercy. If it was a man I guarantee she had pleasure releasing this lawsuit, knowing that the Fox executive, Mr. Dixon, potentially is still married. If it's a man, oh, she'd be singing to high heaven. Her ass would have got on ESPN. Her ass would have got on ESPN talking about some, oh, well, I think that our executive vice president producer is a cheater. He is not a good man. He is cheating on his wife. Oh, what about the family? What about your children? Aren't you supposed to love your family? How could you cheat on your wife? How could you not love your wife? How could you not be honest with her and tell her? But when Joy Taylor cheating on her wife, mom's a word, we getting free margaritas. Oh, bitch, we lit. Ooh, clock that tea, ho. Fuck these bitches, man. Fuck these hoes. Straight up. Straight up. Because if it was a man, guarantee she would have let that shit loose. These hoes ain't shit, bruh. And then you got the nerve to go ask your girl, have you seen anything suspicious from my girl? Like the bitch gonna tell you. Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here, man. Y'all are some of the most naive. Y'all are some of the most gullible. Oh my God. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Y'all so fucking, man, y'all so game goofy. Y'all are so fucking green. Y'all greener than, not my guys, not my Malcolms on this channel, but any of you new guys who haven't heard about Reclaim, who aren't really privy to the isms that I'm laying down, man, y'all green as fuck. Y'all don't know the half of it. Oh, Lord. In approximately June 2016, while at work, Ms. Farahi noticed Mr. Dixon in the elevator. Surprised by the coincidence, Ms. Farahi found Ms. Taylor and told her excitedly, the guy who always buys our drinks was in the elevator. Ms. Taylor quickly silenced Ms. Farahi, explaining. So she didn't even know that the guy was an executive at that point. And she's like, oh my God, our sugar daddy is in the elevator. I ran into him today. And she's going over there mouthing off to Joy Taylor. And then Joy Taylor like, y'all know how to, come on. Y'all know. So there is a naivete and there's a weird giddiness between different races of people. And you have Miss Farahi. Oh my God, I just saw the guy who bought us all these drinks. Oh my God, what a small world. Right? The naivete of Miss Farahi. And then you got the black woman come in and obviously people go, oh, she's mixed. Okay, that's fine. But she learned how to be black. Her mentality is that of a black woman. Let's give it a buck. She relates more to her black side. She's more on the Black Lives Matter type tip. Let's keep it a buck. So that's her personality. That's her social ability. So for all intents and purposes in this conversation, in this reading of this lawsuit, Miss Taylor, Joy Taylor, is a black woman. And Farahi goes up to, oh my God, I just saw that the man who was buying us all those margaritas, oh, he's got money. I just saw him on the elevator. What a small world. And Joy Taylor, bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm fucking that nigga. Shut the hell up. That ain't none of your business. Shut up. Whenever you see him, nod and keep it moving. You ain't finna fuck up my bag. You ain't finna fuck up my promotion. You ain't finna fuck up a good thing. No boo-boo, no boo-boo, no baby. That's how Joy Taylor was reacting. Let's keep it a buck. Miss Joy Taylor quickly silenced Miss Farahi, explaining who he was. Miss Farahi became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that such a relationship was unsafe. And Joy Taylor looked back at this bitch like, bitch, you think I give a fuck? I'm getting this bag. I'm getting this bag. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. Miss Farahi continued to be friends with Miss Taylor, but tried to distance herself as she considered the situation dangerous as well as morally wrong, as Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon were both married. This is bullshit. This is just saving face for the you know she didn't cut that bitch off. She probably still go down to the beach and drink Mai Tais on Mr. Dixon's dime with the bitch before dropping this lawsuit. You know she didn't have no moral qualms about this. Get the fuck out of here. If she had moral qualms about it, she would have said so 8 years ago. 9 years now. This happened 9 years ago, almost a decade ago, and now she had moral qualms about it, and she thinks it's unsafe. Get the fuck out of here. You were benefiting from that shit for years before you started to talk. And now that you see you can benefit even more now, that's why you talk. Dude, these hoes are full of shit. This is why I hope she doesn't get money in the settlement. I believe that her claims, have some type of merit. I believe in the story, especially she's willing to out one of her friends and list her as a defendant in this lawsuit. I believe all that. But here's the thing. I don't think that she felt bad about it. Women don't feel bad about men getting cheated on, period. They don't. They never do. They say, oh, well, a man cheated on me, so I don't care. Well, he must have been doing something. They don't care when men get cheated on. So, yeah, no, she didn't have any moral qualms. She wasn't hung up about it. She is a single spinster in her mid to early 40s. And you think this woman has a moral compass that's telling her, oh, well, cheating is wrong. This bitch doesn't give a fuck. She's out here fucking. She's single in her 40s as a stylist in LA. Dude, she doesn't care about a man getting cheated on. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? Get the fuck out of here, man. In approximately July 2016, word spread amongst Fox employees about a new show that was going to be a big deal, as it would star Mr. Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. It was known that the Fox was looking for a woman with significant TV experience to also star. Therefore, it came as a surprise when Fox announced that Miss Taylor, who was a bartender and a radio host in Miami with very little TV experience, would be the moderator of the new show, a sports debate program, Skip and Shannon. And this is where she got her big break. Mr. Bayless, and she was the reason why, besides fucking the executive, the reason why she was promoted is because before on Undisputed, not Undisputed, but on First Take, you had Molly Karam, who was obviously the female sports bombshell commentator. And she dated Jalen Rose, and there were rumors that she was fucking Stephen A. Smith. I don't know if they were confirmed. But Molly Karam, obviously, she's also an attractive woman in sports commentating. And they needed some way to compete because this show was in direct competition with First Take. Mr. Bayless later disclosed to Miss Farahi that he did not want Miss Taylor on the show. But Mr. Dixon was adamant that Miss Taylor should star. So Skip Bayless he pretty much described himself as having complete creative control over the show. And he didn't want Joy Taylor because she didn't have experience. Obviously, she was going to be a distraction to the men on the show. And this brings me to another point. Women have no place in male sports commentating. They don't know the game. They don't really watch the game. They're there to be around athletes. They're there to fuck athletes and get with the most athletic, richest men on the planet. Let's just be honest. Unless they're a butt ugly woman, you can guarantee that she slept her way to the top in sports media. And that's a fact. It's not... and recently they've had the DEI initiatives. There have been a lot of women who have been, specifically black women, who have been given positions at Disney, ESPN, and all this kind of stuff. And I personally don't believe that they slept their way to the top because, some of them are not that attractive. Not saying that it's impossible, but obviously there was a DEI initiative as well. But any attractive woman who's getting her shot on sports television or hell in any media besides like movies where she's a love interest or anything like that, she definitely fuck her way to the top. And even in Hollywood movies, they're fucking their way to the top. Okay. So at first, Mr. Dixon arranged a dinner between Mr. Bayless and Miss Taylor where she arrived in a provocative clothing and acted in a provocative manner. So obviously she tried to seduce Skip Bayless. When that did not change Mr. Bayless' opinion of Miss Taylor, Mr. Dixon asked him to approve. So they were using her as some type of corporate slut to seduce the male cast members in order to get what they ultimately wanted. So that's absolutely ridiculous. When that did not change Mr. Bayless' opinion of Miss Taylor, Mr. Dixon asked him to approve of her as a favor to him. Reluctantly, Mr. Bayless agreed to do so as a favor to his friend. So that's that. I wouldn't necessarily call it nepotism because she's not family, but that's that. People are gonna hate that I'm saying it. I'm not trying to race bait, but this is that white male executive relationship where if Shannon Sharpe was the one who was pushing for this, and I'm really not trying to race bait, but look, can we just call a spade a spade? Can we be honest about this, man? If Shannon Sharpe was pushing for Joy Taylor to be on this show, if Shannon Sharpe was pushing for Joy Taylor to be on this show, and Skip Bayless didn't want it and the executive didn't want it, she wouldn't be on the show. But because this white executive took Skip in the other room and told him, hey, look, man, help a brother out. I mean, obviously he didn't say brother, but help a brother out. Let's keep it a buck. This is that camaraderie between two guys who look alike, who can relate to each other, who are in the sports space, have gotten very high up positions in the sports space, when a lot of people, you know, don't like these guys in position because they've never really played the game. Let's just be honest. That's what happens. That's literally what happened. They have that unspoken camaraderie because, you know, he is a multimillionaire white executive. Skip Bayless is a multimillionaire white talent. And Skip didn't want it. He did. Obviously, he's the boss. But Skip also had, creative control of the show. But he was able to get over that in order to do a favor for his friend. Now, would he have done this same favor for Shannon Sharpe? Probably not. And I'm not saying that he didn't do a lot of good things for Shannon Sharpe. He got him on the show. But if Shannon Sharpe wanted to bring a female moderator that Skip Bayless did not like, she would not be on the show, period. And the reason why he was able to get this done, the executive, is because, I mean, it's sitting there right in your face. It's white male camaraderie, and I'm not against it, okay? I'm not against it, but I just don't like the hypocrisy. Stop talking about DEI. Stop talking about this is a DEI hire. This is a DEI hire whenever it's a black man or a black woman. And in some cases, it is. But it's also a DEI hire when it's a white guy who's unqualified, just like it's a DEI hire when it's a white woman who's unqualified who gets the job. But they won't say that it is because they are white. And I'm really not trying to race bait, but I'm just telling you how it is, bro. So let's look at both sides of this. The reason why she got that job is because of the backdoor deal that they were able to get done together because they both share the same skin tone. Like I said, I'm not trying to race bait, but this is reality. Around August 2016, Miss Ferrari attended a dinner with Miss Taylor and her husband and Mr. Dixon and his wife. Now, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And guess what Miss Ferrari didn't do at this dinner? Guess what Miss Ferrari's trifling, lying ass didn't do at this dinner? I guarantee she didn't pull Mr. Dixon's wife to the side and say, hey, honey, oh, I'm sorry, baby, but your husband is cheating on you with the woman who is sitting right across from you. What an egregious lie. What an egregious lie of omission. Oh, this is absolutely disgusting. And this is female camaraderie 101. This is female solid system. This is female own group preference 101. Oh, I felt guilty. I felt so guilty about the relationship because they were both married. But I'm gonna go out to a $1,000 dinner with them and chop shit and gallivant and politics so that I can get my name out there too. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Fuck these hoes, man. Fuck these hoes, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And she's gonna act like, oh, I was so guilty. I felt so guilty. Not telling the husband and not telling the wife. No. You were using this to benefit yourself. You went to dinner with them. Look that woman in the fucking face, you piece of shit. You look that woman in the fucking face. And this is how you know I'm objective, because I'm going at the plaintiff and the defendant. I'm going at the plaintiff and the defendant. This is how you know I'm fucking objective. This is how you know I speak it and I shoot it straight down the middle. Right down the middle. This woman's a piece of shit for sitting at this goddamn dinner, looking that woman in her motherfucking face, knowing she got kids at home and knowing that the woman right next to her is fucking her husband. You piece of shit! Got the nerve to say that you felt bad. Got the nerve to say that oh, well, I knew it was morally wrong, but it's my job. Bitch is silent as a goddamn mascot at Magic Kingdom. She's silent as goddamn Mickey Mouse at Magic Kingdom. You know how them bitches can't talk. They don't laugh. They don't do nothing. You say something funny to the bitch. Oh, I'm so sorry. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. You knew and you didn't tell that man's wife. You a sick motherfucker. And you sat right across from her knowing that this nigga was sticking all 3 inches of that pink dick all up in Joy Taylor. You got me fucked up. If you gonna try and take the moral high ground on this lawsuit, the moral superiority on this lawsuit, you're a piece of shit. Goddamn disgrace. I felt so bad. No, the fuck you didn't. If you did, you would have told that woman at this dinner. Okay? Around August 2016, Miss Farahi attended a dinner with Miss Taylor and her husband and Mr. Dixon and his wife. So she was with Miss Joy Taylor and her husband and Mr. Dixon and his... Oh, so she didn't tell Joy Taylor's husband or she didn't tell Mr. Dixon's wife. This woman ain't fucking shit. During the dinner, Miss Taylor's husband became suspicious that Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon were having a sexual relationship. Soon after the dinner, Miss Taylor's husband found evidence of an inappropriate relationship and divorced Miss Taylor. And guess what? He had to find that damn evidence on his motherfucking own because Miss Farahi was keeping her goddamn mouth shut. This bitch ain't shit. She ain't shit. She ain't worth a damn. She ain't worth the shit that she ain't worth the dog shit I'm scraping off my goddamn Timbs, nigga. She ain't worth it. She ain't nothing. She ain't nothing. And I hope she don't win this civil suit because she don't fucking deserve it. She should have told that man that Miss Taylor was out here hopping on that man's pink dick for a job. And this bitch ain't shit. And she didn't tell Mr. Dixon's wife either. And this hoe ain't. Man, this bitch ain't. Man, this slut ain't. Man, it heifer, bruh. In approximately 7th September 2016, Undisputed started Miss Taylor request stated Miss Taylor requested Miss Farahi to do her hair. In approximately November 2016, after not allowing anyone to touch his hair, Mr. Bayless also requested Miss Farahi to do his hair. So this is where we get the Skip Bayless Miss Farahi debacle going on, and the Mr. Dixon and Miss Farahi debacle. On January 14, 2017, Miss Taylor and her had her birthday party at Pearl's Rooftop in West Hollywood. Miss Farahi and other Fox employees who were invited attended as it was a part of their job duties to appease talent. And a birthday party is an important event. As usual, Mr. Dixon was heavily drinking, buying drinks for everyone on a Fox credit card, and blustering that everything purchased was on Fox dime. So obviously he out here tricking. He a professional trick. We understand that from a guy of his stature. As Miss Farahi was standing near the bar facing the crowd, Mr. Dixon approached her. He asked the bartender for a drink and then placed his arm on Miss Farahi's lower back. He asked how she was doing, if she was having fun, and if she wanted a tequila shot. Miss Farahi felt very uncomfortable by his unsolicited touching and responded, "No, thank you." Mr. Dixon then moved his hand lower and started rubbing her body and grabbing her booty. Miss Farahi was mortified, but quickly thought to fake an incoming call to escape the situation. Miss Farahi did not know who to turn to, but as she knew Miss Taylor was sleeping with Mr. Dixon, she turned to her. Wow, bitch, you ain't worth a damn. So let me get this straight. You know this man's cheating on his wife. You sit out here with dinner. You look that woman in her face and you ain't say a goddamn thing. But now when he's hitting on you, you want to go tell a bitch who's inconsequential to the situation. You want to go tell a bitch who can't do shit about it. You want to hurt this man? Tell his wife. Stop all this. Miss Taylor, talk to him, please. Man, she ain't got no authority in this man's mind. She fucking and sucking and doing whatever she got to keep her damn job. And you over here telling her like she could do something about it. You really want to hurt this man? Go tell his wife. Go tell his wife, then shut the fuck up forever. Don't even file a lawsuit. Just straight up go call his wife. Now, if his wife found out about this through this lawsuit, which I guarantee that she did, you are even bigger piece of shit than I thought. You couldn't even give her a courtesy call that you was filing this lawsuit and naming him as a defendant, you piece of shit. I don't fuck with the plaintiff and I don't fuck with the defendants, nigga. I don't fuck with the plaintiff and I don't fuck with the defendants, nigga. Straight up. Miss Farahi did not know who to turn to, but as she knew Miss Taylor was sleeping with Mr. Dixon, she turned to her. Surprisingly, Miss Taylor responded to get over it. Get over it, bitch. If you smart, you'll fuck the nigga too. That's what she told her. Well, hey, tell me I don't know this fucking game. Tell me I don't know this game. Tell me I don't know female nature again, please. 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 Tell me I don't know female nature. Please. Tell me I don't get hoes. Tell me I have not, been in these similar situations before. Seen it all play out. Being a former athlete. Tell me I haven't. You could tell me that I don't make it true, nigga. If I was not as skilled and as experienced as I am, how the fuck can I break this down? How the fuck can I look into the people's true internal motives? How can I be so objective? It's because I know these situations. I've been through these situations and I understand the game, especially when it comes to sports, media, and athletics. That's my forte. That is my specialty. That's where I'm an expert in. So Miss Taylor responded, bitch, get over it. And if you smart, you'll fuck the nigga too. You want a job? Suck his dick. See how far you get. I guarantee that's something that Joy Taylor told that bitch. And explained that she herself only had her job because of Mr. Dixon and that Miss Farahi only had her job because of Miss Taylor requested her. She warned that Mr. Dixon could take both away. So there you have it. If you smart, you'll fuck the nigga too. Ms. Farahi was terrified and then turned to her coworker, Anonymous, to discuss the situation. Anonymous reported that Mr. Dixon was disgusting, that the entire situation was sick, but that it wasn't shocking given Fox's culture, and that Ms. Farahi should remain quiet if she wanted to keep her job. So another woman telling her to be quiet, even though this man is blatantly and openly cheating on his wife. Yeah. And y'all want to tell me that these women are just like the moral authority. Get the fuck out of here. A bitch can't tell me shit about morality. As a single mother who needed the job to support her, I'm a single mother. Okay, get back with your man and then tell on this motherfucker. Get back with your the baby daddy then, and then tell on this motherfucker if you need so much help. Man, bitch, we ain't feeling sorry for your single mama ass. We ain't feeling sorry for your ass because you left that man. So get back with the man. And get back under his Sharia law guidance and alhamdulillah stuff. All right. And play your part. Put the burqa on. Shut the fuck up. And then when you see some debauchery in another relationship, this is how we'll know you on a moral high ground. Say something. See something. Say something, bitch. See something. Say something. Don't sit across from me. And I know that you over here best friends with a bitch who's fucking my husband, giving me small talk. Bitch, you ain't shit. 7 years later in 2023, Miss Peretti told Miss Farahi that she did not like her or anything about Undisputed, and this is the supervisor. Miss Peretti expanded that she had already scheduled someone for hair on Undisputed when Mr. Dixon called her and told her that she must put Miss Farahi on Undisputed full time. Miss Peretti told Miss Farahi, I didn't like that. That's not how things should be done. Miss Farahi was stunned and devastated as she prides herself on her work and earning her accolades. Later that day, yeah, right, man. These bitches, man, look. Later that day, while thinking about her career, she was angry that Miss Peretti succumbed to Mr. Dixon's request, as it gave Mr. Dixon the feeling that he could grope her for giving her a job. Man, that bitch wasn't angry. She was like, whew, phew, I dodged that bullet. Now I got the job. Yes. She was secretly, yes, the fuck out of here. She only cared when things went bad and her ass got fired. She only cared when things didn't benefit her financially. This lawsuit is all out of envy. It's not out of some moral high ground, moral authority. It's all because of envy. And she wants to burn it all down. She has scorched earth syndrome. She has scorched earth syndrome, woman scorn syndrome. Okay. Mr. Dixon gets rid of a female talent member for refusing to have sex with him. Several years into Miss Farahi's tenure at Fox, a female talent member, Anonymous, hired Miss Farahi to do her hair at her house for an award show. Anonymous asked that Miss Farahi meet her for lunch first. There, Anonymous told Miss Farahi that she would no longer be with Fox, as Mr. Dixon told her that she would need to have sex with him if she wanted to renew her contract, but she had refused. And see, this is all Miss Farahi's fault. This is all Miss Farahi's fault. This is why I don't give a fuck when these hoes are talking about, oh, I got violated. Man, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Because you got violated and you didn't tell nobody. So now what happens? Now you are allowing other women and enabling this man to be a predator, a sexual predator, and you are enabling other women to be hurt by this man. Bitch, you ain't shit. That's why when these hoes talk about, oh, well, I got raped, but I didn't tell the police. All right, then you lying. Unless you want other women to get raped by the same man, you gonna go tell the police. Lying ass hoes, man. See, that's why if they ain't filing no criminal complaint, I ain't believing this shit. The only reason I'm believing this shit right here is because of all the things that have come and all the signs and evidence that we see when it comes to Fox and the undisputed cast, and then the Emmanuel Acho, which we'll get into once he gets mentioned in the lawsuit. We'll bring him up too. Well, if he gets mentioned. Anonymous further conveyed that Mr. Dixon was doing this to other women talent. She should warn Miss Taylor to be careful. And a talk show host had recently reported Mr. Dixon. Following the lunch, Miss Farahi called Miss Taylor to convey what Anonymous had stated. Miss Taylor responded that, man, bitch, nobody give a fuck about that. No one give a fuck about that, bitch. And see, this is why this lawsuit is more believable, because I know how Joy Taylor talks. Bitch, nobody give a fuck about a white man raping bitches. Nobody give a fuck about that, bitch. Bitch, shut the fuck up and get that bag. See, there y'all go. There y'all go. Okay. No one give a fuck about that. Anonymous or the talk show host who had reported Mr. Dixon. Ms. Farahi later observed that Ms. Taylor's remarks appeared accurate as no actions were taken to address the concerns raised. If it was not already apparent, it became even more clear that Fox enabled high-ranking individuals to abuse their authority, exerting undue control over female talent and employees. This is why women don't belong in sports. Fear permeated the workplace as stories of mistreatment circulated. As one example, Mr. Dixon deliberately assigned a female talent member who had been harassed and reported it to a show set up to fail. When the show inevitably failed due to his sabotage, he used its failure as justification to terminate her employment. In another instance, a co-worker who frequently cried in the hallway due to relentless sexual harassment was fired just 1 week after reporting it. These repeated incidents reinforce an atmosphere where speaking up seemed futile and dangerous. Mr. Bayless begins to give Miss Farahi lingering hugs and kisses on the cheek while putting his body against hers and pressing against her breast. After the reporting by the talk show host fell on deaf ears, Mr. Bayless began requesting that Miss Farahi give him a haircut once a week in the makeup room. Miss Farahi did as she was told, as Mr. Peretti required Miss Farahi to give haircuts to talent. Initially, during the haircut, Mr. Bayless would discuss his life, his work at Fox, and other innocuous matters. Okay? However, soon after the weekly haircut started, Mr. Bayless began finding excuses to touch Miss Farahi. He would give her lingering hugs after each haircut, putting his body against her own, pressing against her breast. He then began to kiss her on the cheek. Miss Farahi was uncomfortable by the physical contact and would make excuses to leave right after the haircuts. Example, I need to pick up my son from school. In approximately summer of 2017, while Miss Farahi was giving Mr. Bayless a haircut, he told her that she was voluptuous. As English is her second language and she was not familiar with the word, Miss Farahi asked what that meant. Mr. Bayless seemed amused and told her to figure it out. Miss Farahi later asked a co-worker what the word meant and was mortified. Mr. Bayless then started being more aggressive and direct in his advances. Let's see. Miss Farahi continuously declined, stating that she did not date at work as she is a single mom and needed her job. Miss Farahi was terrified and then turned to her co-worker to discuss the situation. The two decided that because Mr. Bayless was a powerful man and Fox protected powerful men, example, Mr. Dixon's actions were openly known but ignored, it would only be to her detriment to report the issue. The two decided that Miss Farahi needed to be kind towards Mr. Bayless or risk losing her job. As a single mother who relied on her job to support her son, Miss Farahi felt that she had no choice. Okay, here's a single mother excuse again. Miss Farahi has her hours cut after going on medical leave. So here's where the big thing comes in. She goes on medical leave. In approximately November 2017, Ms. Farahi hurt her back at work, couldn't move for nearly 40 days, and received workers' compensation. Did she really hurt her back, or was that an excuse to get out of the workplace? In approximately December 2017, Ms. Farahi returned from her leave. She was not provided for her full-time schedule and learned from a coworker that Ms. Peretti had promised her shifts to someone else. Ms. Farahi called her union for help. Her union informed her that Ms. Peretti's actions would be illegal under the law. Ms. Farahi then called Human Resources, who confirmed that she was entitled to her pre-leave schedule. This is why people don't want to hire women either. They take leaves of absences, then expect to be promoted or, to be put back in place in the place where they lost a position. Whereas in a male-dominated space, the positions are way more competitive, and it's a lot less crying to unions and all this kind of stuff. On January 5th, 2018, Ms. Peretti called Ms. Farahi into her office. When Ms. Farahi arrived, an individual from Human Resources was present, and Ms. Peretti was falsely explaining that Ms. Farahi did not want her full-time schedule. Ms. Farahi grew upset, explained that she did want her full-time schedule, and further explained that Ms. Peretti has been treating her poorly for years. Ms. Farahi then had multiple meetings with Human Resources where she explained that Ms. Peretti yelled at her, made fun of her, and bullied her. Example, Ms. Peretti told Ms. Farahi that she did not like her and could fire her at any time. Ms. Farahi's perspective, that's what an employer has the authority to do. From Ms. Farahi's perspective, there was no resolution after these conversations, as she was informed of any sort of conclusion, as she was never informed of any sort of conclusion or actions taken on Fox's part. Ms. Farahi remains on Undisputed and is asked to also join the herd. In approximately summer of 2018, Ms. Taylor was moved from Undisputed to the herd with Colin Coward. Ms. Taylor again requested Ms. Farahi to do her hair. Colin Coward, Mr. Coward, also requested Ms. Farahi to do his hair. Thus, every day Ms. Farahi would do Mr. Bayless' hair for Undisputed, and then would do Ms. Taylor and Ms. Coward's hair for the herd. Throughout her entire tenure at Fox, Mr. Coward was professional and respectful to Ms. Farahi and her coworkers. So, shout out to what's his name? Colin Coward for his professionalism. This is exactly how you present yourself in the workplace. Shout out to Colin Coward. I've always liked him. He's had some hot takes, but I always thought he was a respectable guy. Around this time, after learning of Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon's sexual relationship, Miss Taylor's then fiance broke off the engagement and threatened to go public with all he knew. On information and belief, Mr. Dixon paid for the wedding deposit in an informal exchange for her fiance's silence. Wow. Mr. Diaz racially and sexually harassed Miss Farahi. Okay. So here we go. On May 10th, 2019, Bobby Diaz, the individual who puts the microphone on talent, mocked Miss Farahi for her pronunciation of English words and sexualized the way she was eating fruit. Miss Farahi did not respond. She just kept her eyes glued on the monitor playing Undisputed. Miss Peretti was present and did not do anything. On information and belief, Mr. Diaz openly gropes, harasses, and is inappropriate with women at Fox. On information and belief, Mr. Diaz has not been fired, reportedly due to his role in supplying cocaine to numerous Fox employees and talent. Even after an incident here, he removed his pants on live live camera. So this dude is a freak. On information and belief, in December 2024, after Ms. Farahi sent notice of impending lawsuit to Fox, Mr. Diaz made a mockery of his decision or discussion with Human Resources regarding his interactions with Ms. Farahi. He told various employees that Ms. Farahi was stupid, defiantly stated that despite being told not to speak about his discussion with Human Resources, he didn't care, saying, "Who gives a shit?" He further boasted that he would never be fired. Ms. Taylor again used her sexuality to get on a show. Woo! Here we go. This is where Emmanuel Acho comes in. Here we go. Well, actually, let me take a quick break. I got to take a bathroom break. We'll get back into the lawsuit. Let's take a quick break and go back to that clip of Joy Taylor admitting that she is a corporate slut. Let's go back to that. I got to take a quick bathroom break. Guys, we will be right back. This is heating up. This is absolutely amazing. It's awesome content. Shout out to your boy Reclaim. Guys, hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that Super Trap. Oh, we don't have Super Trap. Sorry, I'm demonetized. Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. Show some love if you're enjoying the stream. We will be right back.
Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person. Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person. Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person. Can we just keep
Oh, sorry. I was muted. My bad. So y'all heard it. But Emmanuel Acho. Sorry, let me read that part again. I was muted. Sorry. Miss Taylor again used her sexuality to get on a show. In approximately February 2020, Miss Taylor asked Miss Farahi to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Miss Farahi arrived, she found Miss Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Acho, Mr. Acho. Miss Farahi did not know Mr. Acho, but could tell that the two were romantically involved. Okay, so as you guys can see, Emmanuel Acho, big nigga, former NFL player, played for the Texas Longhorns, UT. He played for the Cleveland Browns, drafted for the Cleveland Browns, was traded to the Eagles, played until retiring in 2015. This is a big nigga. He knows the game. He earned the position off of merit. He earned the announcer position off of merit, right? He didn't have to fuck a executive bitch to get to the top. This is a big guy. I mean, this guy's a beast, right? He's a beast, you know, but he also was pandering, and then he obviously is caught up in this love sex scandal. He's caught up in this sex scandal with Joy Taylor and the like, and the Fox executives. So this is a big problem. This is a big problem for him. Now, he wasn't married. He's not married. He wasn't married in any of these things. But he was fucking this bitch. He was putting sub-Saharan dick all in this bitch, y'all. He was putting sub-Saharan dick all in this hoe. Okay? He was putting non-FBA dick all. Oh, Lord. It's hilarious, y'all. right? 6'2". So he's 6'2", 6'2", 240 pounds. I mean, there you have it. So let's get back into the lawsuit. A few months after meeting Mr. Acho at lunch, Ms. Farahi noticed him in the hallway while at work. Ms. Farahi later asked Ms. Taylor if Mr. Acho also worked at Fox. Ms. Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Acho to eventually recommend her on the show Speak for Yourself. Ms. Farahi became alarmed and warned Ms. Taylor that she could probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Acho at the same time, as Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man that may become very angry. Ms. Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. Boom! Boom! Bombshell! Bombshell. So here's the reality. Here is the reality. Okay, and you guys can hear me, right? I'm not muted anymore, right? Here's the reality. This is the trajectory. This is the timeline. Joy Taylor cheated on her husband with the high-level white male executive. Obviously, he ain't making her come. She fucked him for the money. Obviously, that's the baddest bitch. He don't ever put his dick inside. Miss Farahi, even though she's a piece of shit too, Miss Farahi understood that there could be some jealousy in this love triangle and warned Joy Taylor about this relationship between Mr. Acho and Mr. Dixon. And Joy Taylor didn't give a fuck. Why? Because she was willing to lie about rape. Again, Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. Again, she was willing to lie about rape, lie that a consensual relationship was non-consensual. Okay? Where have we heard this from? Where have we heard this from? Oh, I say this all the time. All women lie about rape, directly or indirectly. How many women will repeat the lie? Again, all women lie about rape, directly or indirectly. How many women will repeat the lie? She's lying about rape. She says she's willing to lie about being raped in order to benefit her financially and socially and politically amongst the ranks of Fox Sports. Are y'all getting what the fuck I'm laying down? How many times have I told y'all all women lie about rape directly or indirectly? How many women will repeat the lie? Once you start questioning them, okay, so how did it happen? Were you drunk? Why were you here? Why were you there? Where were you wearing? Why didn't you tell the police? Why didn't you tell anybody? Why did you allow this to happen? How long has this been happening? They can't answer it. Oh, you don't believe women? Believe all women. Questioning a woman is misogynistic. All women lie about rape directly or indirectly. How many will repeat the lie? If this lawsuit didn't come out, she would have falsely accused, and even though he is an adulterer, he isn't a rapist, right? I mean, he might be a little handsy, but he didn't rape no bitch. She would have falsely accused this man of raping her. And if this lawsuit didn't drop, she probably would have gotten away with it because he knew for a fact that he slept with her, but he knew he didn't force himself on her, and she would have accused him civilly and got a payout. Now she's outed for her shenanigans, and it's a lot more difficult to do so. It's a lot more difficult to do so because you got witnesses who will attest to the fact that she was not raped. It was a consensual relationship, and she fucked him for money and power and fame. Okay? And guess what? Miss Farahi didn't speak up about this either. She didn't speak up until it was financially beneficial. This happened in 2020. She didn't speak up about it for 5 years, so she ain't shit either. And she would allow this rape accusation to take place, and she would have, again, lied about rape. How many women will repeat the lie? She would not allow herself to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other women talent. In approximately September 2022, Mr. Taylor started to work on Speak, or Miss Taylor started work on Speak. Miss Taylor requested Miss Farahi to do her hair. Miss Farahi is targeted because of her ethnicity. In approximately 2020, Jane Doe, Miss M, an employee at Fox, began demonstrating erratic behavior one night, and I wonder why they're not naming Miss M. One night at an informal dinner at Mastro's Steakhouse, she grew irrationally enraged with Miss Farahi and screamed, "Fuck you, you Persian bitch." The dinner ended after Miss M broke a glass and threatened to harm herself. Following the see, this is why women don't they don't belong in male sports spaces. Literally, they don't. I've seen too many of them get fucked. I've seen too many of them get emotionally and rationally unhinged. I mean, it is what it is. Following the dinner, Ms. Farahi co-worker anonymously, who is black, reported the incident to Human Resources, explaining that she would not be okay with someone calling her a black bitch. Anonymous also had, so a black woman stuck up for the Persian woman. So shout out to this black woman. Anonymous also had Ms. Farahi report the incident to Ms. Peretti. Despite these reports supposedly being anonymous, Ms. M learned of the reports and became increasingly unstable towards Ms. Farahi. Every single morning, Ms. M would scream and throw things at Ms. Farahi. Approximately 6 months later, Ms. Farahi told Human Resources that she believed her life was in danger. Human Resources responded that Ms. Farahi should just leave the workplace when Ms. M was having an episode. After approximately a year and a half, Miss M was fired. Miss M's ex-boyfriend, a producer at Fox, shared the Human Resources gave Miss M a large amount of money in severance. Miss Farahi wondered why Fox rewarded her bully with money. Human Resources eventually apologized to Miss Farahi, explaining they did not have experience with mental health issues. Human Resources offered Ms. Farahi free therapy. Ms. Farahi declined the therapy, but began to see an independent therapist once a week to discuss her life at Fox. Ms. Farahi continues to see the same therapist today, and the therapist probably convinced her to bring this shit public. Ms. Farahi believes she has cancer and conveys this to Mr. Bayless in an attempt to stop his advances, only to have him offer $1.5 million to have sex. So hold on. So does she believe that she has cancer? How the fuck do you believe you have cancer? Either you have it or you don't. Either you get a diagnosis, an MRI, a CAT scan, or you don't. So did she believe she had cancer, or did she just make this shit up thinking it was an adequate excuse to get the nigga to stop hitting on her? Over the years, Mr. Bayless continued to make advances on Ms. Farahi, lingering hugs, kisses on the cheek, and inappropriate comments that could change her life if she acquiesced to having sex. That's hilarious. Ms. Farahi, he said, baby, I'm going to change your life, bitch. Just hop on this pink dick. Ms. Farahi would always make excuses regarding her son, politely change the subject, or make a joke, anything to keep Mr. Bayless appeased and her job safe. She should have just said straight up, look, I don't want your old ass motherfucker. In July 2021, Ms. Farahi developed issues with her left ovary and was advised it could be cancer. With a fourth biopsy scheduled, she explained her situation to Mr. Bayless, hoping that he would take pity on her and cease his advances. Instead, Mr. Bayless told her that he wanted to be with her. Ms. Farahi panicked, so he was going nut in that cancerous pussy anyway. Hey, Skip Bayless. Hey, this nigga is a fucking... Yo, this nigga's a savage. He was going nut in that cancerous pussy anyway. Ms. Farahi panicked and began rambling that there were cameras everywhere, that she has a child, and that she does not want him. Mr. Bayless then grabbed her hands, began kissing them, and offered her $1.5 million to have sex. Again, Skip Bayless. This is tricking gone wrong. Bruh, pussy ain't 1.5 million. Maybe 1.5 thousand. And even for older women like this, it ain't. It ain't. Okay? It ain't. So let's see. All right. So sorry about that. I'm getting bombarded with crazy ass. I mean, I got a lot going on today. So I want to finish this. I want to read it in an hour. So I'm going to speed through this. But let's go back to Emmanuel Acho real quick. Sorry about that. I meant to play this clip of Emmanuel Acho straight glazing Joy Taylor. Straight glazing the bitch. Listen up. Niggas saying he still smelled a pussy on his hand. They saying he in her apartment parking deck smelling the pussy on his hand right after they had an entanglement. He over here glazing her, talking about, oh, she's a black woman in sports. Da 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 da. Listen up.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you, and hope y'all tune in 4:30 to 6 Eastern every day starting next week.
Yo, what a fucking simp, dude. This dude's a fucking simp, but it is what it is. I don't want no smoke with him. I could understand why he fucked the bitch, and he fucked her straight off of the strength. He didn't have to pay the pussy or anything like that. He fucked her straight off the strength, so I ain't even tripping on that. But the simping is what I'm tripping on. So I get it. You just fucked the bitch and you want to promote her on the show, but come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Listen to what this nigga got to say.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in?
Oh yeah, we realize how many hard dicks she has to jump on. Yeah, we realize that. What's her point? Yeah, we realize how hard it is. Yeah, how hard the dicks are that she jumped on, yours included, to get the show. Mr. Dixon as well, to get the show. Yeah, we understand how hard it is. Yeah, it can be hard to take all those cocks at once. Yeah, it can be hard to juggle the emotional attachment that these men are getting from having sex with her, and they all work in the same building. Yeah, absolutely, that can be difficult. Yeah, we understand how hard it is for women to excel in sports commentating after sucking a whole bunch of dick, after taking a whole bunch of loads to the face. Yeah, of course, we understand that. Yeah, I mean, I understand how difficult it could be to lay down with a motherfucker who looks like Mr. Dixon. Oh, I bet that took a lot of character. Oh, I bet that took a lot of character to lay down with this man and tongue kiss this man in the mouth with his dirty ass teeth. Look, bruh. Look. Hey, ain't no way you'll ever see my teeth looking like this. I don't give a fuck if I'm 100 years old. No plaque. Pearly whites. Yo. I 100% understand how hard it was to stomach letting this man come all inside you. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's hard. It's a lot of hard dicks that she had to take to get to where she was. Yeah, of course we understand that.
So often there's
and again, remember, it's not about race for me. It's about race for them. It's about race for them, not me, for them. A black woman, do you understand how hard it was? Yeah, she sucked a lot of dicks and fucked a lot of white executives. Cool. Yeah. Seems pretty difficult. Not.
Misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sport.
No, we don't. Why? Because we know the second that they get the opportunity, the athlete that they're criticizing can be digging out their fucking guts. Yes, we understand. Yeah, when women are sports commentators, they barely criticize the athletes. Why? Because they want a chance to sleep with them. If you listen to Joy Taylor's takes on the Speak show, dude, every time she speaks about an athlete, well, an athlete could do something horrible. Oh, he dropped 30 passes. Well, I mean, he's still trying to get his grasp in the league and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. He's still trying to get his footing in the league. He's still trying to get his position. She never talked negatively about the athletes. And I'm not even saying just shit on the guy. I'm just saying she never spoke critically about the athletes. Why? Because she still wants a chance to sleep with him. She still wants a chance for an Instagram cameo. She still wants to run into this guy and get swept off of her feet. And the guy say, hey, I heard you talking good about me on television. You mind if I take you out on a dinner? That's why women are never critical of athletes. Only Rachel Nichols. She's a great example of, a woman who can be critical of athletes, even though she still balls it. Doris Burke, obviously, she's not attractive. She's been in the game for years, decades. So we understand that she didn't fuck her way to the top. She earned it off of merit. But beautiful women in sports fuck their way to the top 100% of the time, and they aren't critical of the athletes. Why? Because they want to sleep with them.
But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a Black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it.
Her unique and distinct insight. Translation: she fucked a lot of athletes. Her unique and distinct insight. Yeah, she's had a lot of athletes in her booty. That's the unique and distinct insight that Mr. Acho was referring to. All right, now back to Skip Bayless. Approximately 1 week later, Mr. Skip Bayless made another advance at Miss Farahi. Miss Farahi responded, "Skip, stop. You have a wife." Mr. Bayless responded, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 to 4 wives?" Miss Farahi responded that her father was dead. And when Mr. Bayless looked taken aback, she made an excuse to leave. Miss Farahi's job is threatened because she does not sleep with Skip Bayless. On April 12, 2022, Mr. Bayless texted Miss Farahi, "I'm good today." The text message meant that he would not be coming in for a hair appointment. On April 13, 2022, Mr. Bayless texted Miss Farahi, "Not comfortable coming down there. Just do what you need to do. It's okay." Miss Farahi asked him what was wrong. He replied, "Same stuff, worse." Miss Farahi, concerned about her job, talked to Mr. Bayless' fitting room to see if everything was okay. Mr. Bayless answered the door, and before Miss Farahi could speak, he began to angrily accuse Miss Farahi of fucking Mr. Sharp. Ooh, so look, Shannon Sharp been staying out of it, but now the tea comes, and now Skip Bayless is getting dick envy. He's getting dick envy. You jumped on that big old black man's dick, but you won't jump on mine? There it goes. You fuck him, but you won't fuck me? There it goes. Angrily accused her of fucking Shannon Sharp. Miss Farahi tried to explain that she did not have any feelings toward Mr. Sharp and never had slept with him or any other talent member or employee at Fox. But before she could speak, Mr. Bayless demanded she come to his car after the show. Miss Farahi responded that she could not come sit in his car as it was inappropriate. Mr. Bayless grew irate and then left. On April 14, 2022, Mr. Bayless texted Miss Farahi, "If you're distracted tomorrow, I'll wait till Monday, but I can't keep doing this." Miss Farahi told him that she was very confused. Mr. Bayless responded, "Trust me, I'm far more confused." Miss Farahi then explained over text that she is not sleeping with Mr. Sharp. Mr. Bayless did not respond. So this could be part of the tiff as to why Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless also fell out. And Shannon Sharp, give credit to Shannon Sharp. Obviously, I don't agree with him on everything, but I love the brother, man. I don't know him personally, but I love what he's done for the game of football. He's one of my GOATs as far as tight ends go. HBCU guy. There's not much to hate about this guy. He speaks his mind. He's absolutely hilarious. He's an entrepreneur. He's got discipline. He's dynamic. Great teammate from all accounts. This guy is he's a exemplary example of a black male, a strong black male. So I got love for Shannon Sharp. Okay. On April 15, 2022, Mr. Bayless texted Miss Farahi, "Do you still want to do the haircut or just move on?" Miss Farahi responded that she doesn't want to move on from her job and that she will continue doing his hair. On April 16, 2022, Mr. Bayless called Miss Farahi. Miss Farahi did not answer the call because she was scared. She then called him back 10 minutes later. On the call, Mr. Bayless again angrily accused Miss Farahi of fucking Mr. Sharp and said that he could tell from her body language that she was fucking him. Miss Farahi tried to explain that she was kind to all talent, and that included laughing and engaging in conversation. And obviously, Shannon Sharp is hilarious, so he probably had her ass dying every morning. And that was probably her solace, her peace, her break from all the sexual harassment, even though we know she ain't shit either. But Miss Farahi then asked if he was yelling at her because she refused to go to his car. Mr. Bayless answered that she shouldn't talk to him like that. Miss Farahi replied that she could respond however she wanted. Mr. Bayless then angrily stated that he heard her talk to Mr. Sharp about her vagina. Miss Farahi knew this to be untrue and was embarrassed and angry. Miss Farahi responded that even if she had been dating Mr. Sharp, which she wasn't, it shouldn't matter at all because she only had a professional relationship with Skip Bayless. On April 17, 2022, Miss Farahi arrived in the makeup room approximately 12 feet by 30 feet, containing 3 makeup and hair sections, turned on a recording device, put it on the table, and waited for Mr. Bayless to arrive. In the meantime, 2 of Miss Farahi's co-workers who were privy to Mr. Bayless' actions went into it. So she's gathering evidence. Went into other talent members' room adjacent to the makeup room to listen in on the conversation. Mr. Bayless, so she's getting video footage, audio evidence, and then witnesses. This woman is very intelligent, if not anything else. Mr. Bayless then arrived in the makeup room for Ms. Farahi to cut his hair in accordance with his regular schedule. Mr. Bayless knew then that the makeup room was always recorded and clearly states this room is bugged. Woo! During their conversation, Mr. Bayless stated that he would hate for her to lose her job, but she can't be doing a big thing with my arch rival. So he's referring to Shannon Sharpe as his arch rival. She responded by reiterating that being polite to Mr. Sharpe is part of her job. Mr. Bayless responded, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. Mr. Bayless then warned that he doesn't want her to lose her job over this. Miss Farahi responded that she wasn't going to lose her job because she is a great hairdresser. Mr. Bayless responded, I have love for you, and I have for 6 years, and you hurt me, and you are ruining this. Miss Farahi again responded that she must be polite to all talent. Mr. Bayless then implied that if he stopped requesting her, it would affect her job. Miss Farahi responded that she is scheduled to work every morning at 5:45 a.m., and if he would like to get his hair done, he is welcome to sit in her chair. Mr. Bayless continued to threaten her job. Miss Farahi knew that he was trying to pressure her into having sex with him, but she kept repeating that she was a professional that had to be kind to all talent. On April 21st, 2022, here's why Skip Bayless is so thirsty for Miss Farahi. It's because obviously Shannon Sharpe, he's not thirsty for her because Shannon Sharpe is fucking the baddest women on earth. Let's just keep it a buck. He is 6'4", 250 pounds, pure steel, pure muscle, 10 to 12% body fat, 15% at the most. Former NFL star, a Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion. He's in the Hall of Fame, as he told Skip Bayless, I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Shannon Sharpe doesn't have to beg for pussy, and he's fucking the most attractive women known to man. Period. So Shannon Sharpe is not thirsty for hoes because he gets hoes. This is how you can tell the difference between men who get women and men who do not. And mostly men who get married do not get hoes, don't know how to talk to hoes, don't know how to pull no bitches. And it is what it is. Y'all can say, well, I've been married 20 years. Okay, that's fine. Nigga, you don't get no bitches. Nigga, you don't know how to get no hoes. Period. Okay? So all the married men who gonna come in my comments, y'all don't know anything about women. No, you know about one woman. You don't know how to get women, plural, nigga. You don't know. You don't know. You've been married for 20 to 30 years. If you ran into a bitch who's mid as fuck, this is a mid as fuck. If you want a MILF, there's plenty MILFs in LA to fuck. You're looking at a mid-ass, I'm not gonna say she's ugly, but she ain't cute. Botched ass facial surgeries, Botox, plastic surgery, having ass bitch. This is not a bad bitch. I repeat, abort mission. She is not a baddie. She is not a bad bitch. And Skip Bayless is folding like a goddamn lawn chair in front of this hoe. Skip Bayless is folding like a goddamn picnic table, nigga. He don't get no bitches. If you've been married, let me keep it a buck. If you've been married for 20 years, you don't get no bitches. Now, we respect your marriage. We respect that you know you have a wife, and that's great. And then tend to your family and keep the hoe talk to niggas like us. Keep the bitches talk to niggas like us. Don't come on here talking about no bitches. Don't come on here talking about, oh, if I wasn't married. No, nigga, you're married. You don't know how to talk to hoes. Period. You're married, you paying $1.5 million for the pussy like Skip. Period. Come on, Skip. You're married. You don't get bitches, bruh. Period. So shut the fuck up about getting bitches. You don't get them. You don't have them. You don't know how to talk to them. You don't know how to fuck them off of strength and merit. You're married, bruh. Stop talking about hoes. You don't get any bitches, bruh. I don't know how I don't know how to instill this into you guys' minds. If you've been married for a decade, if you've been married for 20 years, if you've been married for 30 years, keep the whole shit out your mouth. Stop talking about hoes. Stop talking about games. Stop talking about getting bitches. Tell us how to make a marriage last that long. Tell us how successful you've been in your marriage. We'll listen all day. We'll listen all day. Tell us how you're not in a sexless marriage, if you can say that, but we know majority of men are in sexless marriages. Why you think Skip begging for pussy? Ooh, please give me the pussy. Ooh, please give me the pussy. Please, Miss Ferrari, please give me the pussy. You don't get no bitches. You've been married for 30 years. Shut the fuck up talking about hoes. You don't know shit. You don't know a damn thing. I don't know how to instill this into your minds. And I'm all for marriage, not legally, not signing no papers, but I'm all for marriage. I'm all for the union. I'm all for monogamous relationships, all that. Listen up when I tell you. I'm not saying if you're married, go prove to the world that you get hoes. No. If you're married, shut the fuck up talking about getting bitches, nigga. You don't get hoes. You don't get bitches. You would fold. You would look like Skip Bayless in the goddamn makeup room begging for pussy. 1.5 million for the pussy. 1.5 million for the pussy. I got 1.5 million. I'll give you the pussy. I'll give you a quarter of my annual income just for a sniff. Hoe ass nigga. You don't get bitches. Shut the fuck up. You don't get hoes. Shut the fuck up. You're not pulling women. Shut the fuck up. You don't have game. You're married, bruh. The bitches talk stops right here. You have a wife. The bitches talk stops right here. Okay? Now, if you got some experience, if you have dated in the Gen Z era, and then you ended up finding your wife later on, that's fine. Then I could say, okay, bro got a little game. He understand. If you've been married, if you got married in 2010, if you got married in 2010 or before, stop the bitches talk. You don't get hoes. You don't get bitches. You don't have game. You're in a relationship with your wife and you can't teach nobody how to get no hoes. Now, you might be able to teach people how to look for what to look for in a wife. You might be able to teach people how to stay married for a decade, how to beat the odds. But shut that yapping up talking about how to get bitches. Shut that yapping up talking about how to get hoes. You've been married for 20 years. You don't get no bitches. You don't get no hoes. You're paying for pussy. 1.5 for the pussy. Here, coming down on 1 million for the pussy. 1.1 million for the pussy. 1.1 million going once, going twice. Oh, we got another bit of 1.12 million. Oh, we got another bit of 1.15 million. 1.5 million for the pussy. 1.15 million for the pussy. Oh, 1.5 million for the pussy. Oh, we got a 1.13 million for the pussy. We got 1.13 million for the pussy. We got 1.3 million for the pussy. Oh, the highest bidder. We've got 1.5 million for the pussy. We got 1.5 million for the pussy. 1.5 million for the pussy. 1.5 million for the pussy going once. 1.5 million go for the pussy. Don't lose this opportunity. Great pussy today. Persian pussy on Fox News, on Fox Sports. 1.5 million for the pussy. 1.5 million for the pussy. Oh, we got 1.5 million for the pussy. The highest bid going once. 1.5 million for the pussy. Who else wants to bid? We got all time today. 1.5 million for the pussy. 1.5 million for the pussy. Going once. 1.5 million going twice. 1.5 million for the pussy. 1.5 million for the pussy. Going sold to Skip Bayless. The man who has been in a marriage for 40 years, 1.5 million for the pussy goes to Skip Bayless. Sorry. Excuse me. I'm getting in my earpiece that the bitch don't want to fuck. I'm getting in my earpiece the bitch don't want to fuck. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This auction is over. The pussy was worth 1.5 million. I was willing to do the transaction, but she didn't sign the consent form. Everybody go home. Nothing to see here. That's how y'all look. That's how y'all look. So let me reiterate. Let me say this again one more time. You're married. You. Yes, you. You. Stop talking about getting bitches. Stop talking about how you get bad bitches. No, you don't. Your wife is a 1950s 6 at best. Your wife is a 1950s 6 at best. You don't get no bitches. You don't get no hoes. Stop the hoe talk. Stop the bitches talk. Stop the game talk. You don't get bitches. If you were married anytime before 2010, you don't get bitches. You don't get hoes. You don't have the right to talk about getting bitches, especially Gen Z bitches. Shut the fuck up forever. All right. I just had to, I had to instill that because a lot of guys, they'll get on here. They've been married for 30 years talking about getting bitches. And I'm sorry, bruh, but you're not an authority on getting bitches, period. On April 21st, 2022, Mr. Bayless asked if Ms. Farahi would come to his home to color his hair, a side job that Ms. Farahi previously would partake in when Mr. Bayless' wife was home. On this occasion, with her therapist's help, she conveyed that she would no longer be going to his home. The following week, Mr. Bayless arrived in the makeup room as if their conversations never happened, but Ms. Farahi remained on edge. Ms. Farahi had worsening nightmares regarding the incident that took place with Mr. Bayless. Ms. Farahi, therapist, stated using eye motion desensitization and reprocessing to talk through her interactions with Mr. Bayless. Ms. Farahi is targeted because of her ethnicity and disability. In October 2021, Ms. Farahi's friendship with Ms. Taylor ended. Ms. Taylor then began insulting Ms. Farahi on her personal and professional level. In early June 2023, the treatment reached a breaking point as Ms. Taylor began openly mocking Ms. Farahi's English, exclaiming that she could not understand Ms. Farahi's accent and complaining about Ms. Farahi's humming, an involuntary subconscious coping mechanism for her diagnosed PTSD. Okay, okay, come on. I mean, back in the day, PTSD was reserved for real people who experience real trauma like war or physical domestic abuse. Now she's talking about some PTSD because an old nigga asked to fuck and offered her 1.5 million. Man, get the fuck out of here. I told you, Miss Farahi ain't shit either, so we don't fuck with her neither. But anyways, Miss Taylor then began stating that she needed a black hairstylist. Oh, Lord have mercy. Again, it's not about race for me. It's never been about that. It's not about race for me. It's about race for them. Ms. Farahi and her co-workers who noticed the harsh interactions hoped that Fox could see through her facade, as Ms. Farahi had been doing Ms. Taylor's hair for approximately 7 years at Ms. Taylor's own request without any complaint and had been working on textured hair for decades. Example, she was hired to do hairstyles for over 10 black background dancers in CeeLo Green's music video, Fuck You and Fuck You Too, said if I was better, I would be with you. Well, ain't that some shit? You see that change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like, get you. All right, that was dope. All right, Ms. Farahi's June 1st, 2023 diary entry states, she's been acting like because I'm not black, I'm stupid. She keeps saying black girls' hair should be done like this, not how you do it. I've been doing hair for 7 years and she keeps making me feel that my English is not good. She keeps making comments like, oh, white girls are dumb. Damn. So again, it's not about race for me. It's about race for them. It's not about race for me. It's about race for them. On June 14, 2023, Ms. Farahi reported the incidents to Ms. Peretti. Ms. Farahi's June 14, 2023 diary entry states, by now it has been 7 days that the company knows about this racism and discrimination towards me. I told my boss, Gina, I told Cindy all about it. On June 16, 2023, Ms. Peretti pulled Ms. Farahi into her office and asked if she wanted to leave Speak the show. Ms. Farahi explained that she wanted to work. Ms. Peretti told Ms. Farahi that she should just leave the room when Ms. Taylor was acting out. Ms. Farahi noticed that this was a pattern. When Ms. M bullied Ms. Farahi, Human Resources told her to leave the room. And now when Ms. Taylor bullied Ms. Farahi, Ms. Peretti again, told her to leave the room. Ms. Farahi, June 16, 2023 diary entry states, I'm very disappointed in Fox in how Fox operates racism and bullying. Instead of getting rid of the bully, they want to get rid of the victim. Wow. So oftentimes we say, oh, black women the victim, black women in business, black women in sports, black women don't get this, black women don't get that. But now you see a black woman who is discriminating, being disrespectful, and bullying a Persian woman. Oh, and she called white women dumb. It's not about race for me. It's about race for them. Boom. On July 21st, 2023, Ms. Peretti called Ms. Farahi into her office. Ms. Peretti explained that Ms. Farahi should still go in every morning and set up for her hair. Ms. Taylor no longer needed her as a hairstylist. Ms. Peretti explained that Ms. Farahi has to work from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then go home. When Ms. Farahi asked about touch-ups, Ms. Peretti stated that she had spoken to all talent on the show and no one needed touch-ups. Ms. Farahi then asked if she did something wrong. Ms. Peretti responded, "You remind me of my dog. And when I take my dog out, he barks at bigger dogs. That's like you." Ms. Farahi left the room and cried. To call someone a dog is one of the most offensive insults in the Persian culture. So she basically called her a bitch. And y'all know Muslims, they don't fuck with dogs. Ms. Peretti then hired 2 new black hairstylists to work from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. As Ms. Taylor is very picky with her hair, she did not like the work of the 2 black hairstylists and asked a coworker who is a Latin woman to do her hair 5 days a week. The coworker declined. On July 4, 2020, on July 4th, 21st, and 24th, 2023, different talent members asked Ms. Farahi why she was no longer providing touch-ups on Speak. The third time they asked her, Ms. Farahi explained that because the talent indicated that they do not need touch-ups, she was no longer available for touch-ups. The talent members were shocked and said that they needed touch-ups on Speak. As Ms. Farahi did not feel it was professional to mention her conversation with Ms. Peretti, she explained that there must have been misunderstanding. Ms. Farahi informed employee relations. Ms. Farahi became concerned for her job as this was a common tactic employed by Fox when retaliating against a witness or target. Fox systematically reduces work schedules and ultimately terminates employees by removing an individual from the schedule entirely using fabricated business necessities as pretext. Ms. Farahi participates in an internal investigation only to be singled out, taken off of Speak, and accused of sex with Mr. Bayless. In mid-July 2023, Anna Drucker, Fox Sports Vice President of Employee Relations, asked Ms. Farahi for a meeting. At the meeting, Ms. Drucker asked if Ms. Taylor was having a relationship with Mr. Acho. Ms. Farahi admitted that the two were in a sexual relationship. Ms. Farahi shared this information because she didn't think it was a big deal. Example, Ms. Taylor and Mr. Acho had similar amounts of power at this time, and because she didn't think Ms. Taylor and Mr. Acho would physically harm her for providing this information. Mr. Acho had always been respectful to Ms. Farahi and never threatened her. So even though he's fucking this allegedly once married woman, recently divorced woman, let's see. Sorry. All right. Sorry. I just had to respond to my contractor. On July 31st, 2023, Kelsey Doe, Miss Doe. The point that I was going to make was obviously, as you can see, we've had 2 black men mentioned in this lawsuit. 2 black men mentioned in this lawsuit. Now, yes, Mr. Acho is fucking Joy Taylor. Let's keep it a buck. Who the fuck wouldn't? If she was throwing that pussy, I mean, you're going to take it, right? So Mr. Acho is fucking Miss Taylor. And then Shannon Sharp was accused of fucking Miss Farahi. 2 black men mentioned in this lawsuit that didn't do anything wrong. Again, now, obviously, Emmanuel Acho is pandering to black women in the black matriarch and stuff like that. But that's not something he's doing wrong. He's fucking a bitch who threw the pussy. That's what's happening. 2 black men mentioned in this lawsuit didn't do anything wrong. Sweet vindication. Sweet vindication. Where are all the white supremacists to condemn the sexual harassment of this white executive and Skip Bayless? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't hear anything. Oh, it's cool. It's cool that they did it. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck. Nah, but for real, like I said, it's not about race for me. It's about race for them. Boom. Okay. On July 31st, 2023, Kelsey Doe of Employee Relations asked Ms. Farahi for a meeting. At the meeting, Ms. Doe told Ms. Farahi that there had been complaints of her humming. Ms. Farahi explained that her humming is an involuntary subconscious coping mechanism for her diagnosed PTSD and that everyone on Fox knew she hummed. Ms. Farahi, and what's wrong with humming? Okay. Now I can understand if she's whistling, you know, that's superstition. You whistle inside is bad luck for 13 years, apparently. Ms. Farahi, and that's some old slave superstitions too. Ms. Farahi further explained that she has been humming since she was a child, has been humming her entire tenure at Fox, and her humming was exacerbated in a stressful situation. And although she hates it and wants it to stop, she does not even realize when she's humming. Ms. Farahi further explained, unless she's humming on the set when they're filming, I don't see it as an issue. If she's doing your hair or doing your makeup and saying, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, obviously, Ms. Farahi ain't shit neither for all the things that we've discussed previously. Anyways, Ms. Farahi further explained that if anyone was now complaining, they were only doing so to hurt and embarrass her. Ms. Doe thanked Ms. Farahi for her information, abruptly changed the conversation, and quickly asked whether she had made public comments regarding Mr. Dixon and Ms. Taylor having sex. Ms. Farahi became very scared as Mr. Dixon had previously assaulted her, and Ms. Taylor had warned her that he would fire her if she had said anything, and responded that while everyone in the company knew about their relationship, she did not have any information and did not want to comment about it. Ms. Doe then tried to end the conversation and asked if Ms. Farahi had any questions. Ms. Farahi then began crying, asking why such a swift investigation took place regarding her humming, but no one cared about Ms. M threatening to kill her or others mocking her English. Ms. Farahi then explained that all she wants is a safe, normal work environment, but everyone mistreats her because there are no consequences for them. While she focused on others mocking her English, she was thinking of interactions with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Bayless. This is when she should have brought that up, in my professional opinion. Just to get it on the record, on August 3rd, 2023, Ms. Peretti told approximately 8 of Ms. Farahi's co-workers to not associate with Ms. Farahi as she had a pending case with Human Resources. Ms. Farahi was confused as from her perspective, she did not have a pending case with Human Resources. Employee Relations had only called her in to answer questions regarding Ms. Taylor. On August 9, 2023, Ms. Peretti told Ms. Farahi that her services were officially no longer needed on Speak. Ms. Farahi's diary entry for that day states that they are only taking me off the show because I reported joy after I reported that they took me off the show. This must be illegal. On August 21st, 2023, Kim Balvis, Fox Sports Executive Vice President, another woman, President of Human Resources and Business Operations, and Miss Ducker. See all the women who are teaming up against her. But female solidarity and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, no thanks. And Miss Drucker asked Mr. Bayless for a meeting. When Mr. Bayless arrived, Miss Bovis and Miss Drucker told Mr. Bayless not to worry and that his job was safe. So we oftentimes hear women say, it's not safe for women in the workplace. It's not safe for women in the workplace. But then you have two high-level authority-making women who are discounting this Miss Farahi after she accused Skip Bayless of sexual assault. So don't be talking, oh, the men. No, women are working in accordance with the men in order to smear a Persian woman. Like I said, it's not about race for me. It's about race for them. Booyah! The two then started interrogating him on whether he had a romantic relationship with Miss Farahi and whether she had offered him sex. When Mr. Bayless responded truthfully that she had never offered him sex, they again told him not to worry and that his job was safe, heavily implying that they wanted him to say otherwise. This circular conversation took place for approximately 20 minutes. Following the meeting, Mr. Dixon called Mr. Bayless and asked why he didn't just lie. Mr. Bayless responded that he cares about Miss Farahi. Mr. Dixon responded, who cares? I can get you a better looking hairstylist. So there you go. They're trading up for a better looking woman. The investigation is indicative of the role of Human Resources and Employee Relations as a protector of abusers and wrongdoing. Inexplicably, Fox has allowed Human Resources and Employee Relations to personally intermingle with other departments and high-level decision makers to their own benefit. For example, Afiz Tihani, Mr. Tihani, was promoted from Human Resources to a producer after he turned a blind eye to various allegations. Shortly after his promotion, Ms. Farahi noticed that he was at Fox early in the morning. Ms. Farahi asked him why he was in so early, and he responded that he was now producing the show because our great boss, Charlie Dixon, who has the power to do it, had made me a producer. Ms. Farahi asked, that's all you need, a powerful man? You don't need experience? Mr. Tihani pompously responded, yes, that's correct, Naushin. Because her name's Naushin Farahi. Ms. Farahi learns that Mr. Dixon wants her fired. In late August 2023, Mr. Bayless learned that Mr. Sharp and Ms. Farahi had never been involved romantically. Subsequently, Mr. Bayless pulled Ms. Farahi aside for a conversation. During this conversation, Mr. Bayless apologized for accusing her of having sex with Shannon Sharp, disclosed details regarding his August 21st, 2023 meeting with Human Resources, and further disclosed that Mr. Dixon wants Ms. Farahi fired because she knew too much and was talking. Mr. Bayless also disclosed, so just again, you have the white executive who's trying to remove this Persian woman because she's talking about how he sexually harassed her. Mr. Bayless also disclosed that he believed Mr. Dixon kept his wife on Fox's payroll to keep her silent about his affairs with Fox employees. Mr. Bayless asked Ms. Farahi out to dinner to continue the conversation, but Ms. Farahi declined, stating that she cannot do anything that even gives an inference of a non-work relationship because she wants to keep her job. And this woman is pretty intelligent. Let's keep it a buck. On October 18, 2023, Mr. Bayless told Ms. Farahi that Mr. Dixon was continuing to push him to ask for a different hairstylist, but Mr. Bayless refused. So he was trying to, even though he sexually harassed her, he was still looking out for her in some weird fatherly, loving, I don't know, it's a weird relationship. Miss Farahi's diary entry for that day states, "I feel desperate. I don't know how to save my job. Charlie is the big boss and I'm just a hairstylist with no power. Skip in that joy is telling Charlie to get rid of me, and that's crazy." On October 20th, 2023, Mr. Bayless told Miss Farahi that Mr. Dixon had threatened his job because he continually requested Miss Farahi, stating that he would rather have another pretty girl on Undisputed over Mr. Bayless anyway. On December 2023, Mr. Bayless told Ms. Farahi that he still loved her and confided that Mr. Dixon was the one who had told him that Ms. Farahi was sleeping with Mr. Sharp. Mr. Bayless then again tried to have sex with Ms. Farahi. Ms. Farahi diary entry for that day states, "I said, Skip, I'm only interested in working with you and having a friendship relationship with you and nothing else. He said, you have no idea. You are losing everything. I don't know what he means by that. And I hope he doesn't take me off the show. It makes me sick to my stomach, and it's really hard for me to work like this. I hope God helps me because Fox is supporting people like Charlie and Skip." Ms. Farahi lets it be known she will support a coworker. On December 17, 2023, one of Ms. Farahi's coworkers was indefinitely taken off schedule after she took offense to bullying and racist comments made by a Fox NFL host. So we talk about systematic racism, systematic oppression. It's not just in the government, it's also in these corporations. It's not just in the government, it's also in these corporations. Racial slurs against Ms. Farahi, even though Ms. Farahi ain't shit either, we already know that. Racial slurs against Ms. Farahi, going against her because she won't sleep with the white executives. Systematic racism, systematic oppression. And I'm not even trying to play the victim mode here, but this is real. This is active. And this is something that we still face in 2024. Now, luckily, the black men have not been victims to that in this particular case, but it's happened before to black men. I'm sure that there was some type of racial tension between Skip and Shannon Sharp as well, because Shannon Sharp was dick envy. Oh, sorry. Skip Bayless was dick envy of Shannon Sharp because he thought he slept with Miss Farahi. So he's like, "You're gonna sleep with this big black guy and not me? Oh, you're gonna burn the coal? You're gonna burn the coal with him and not me?" That's how he looks. That's his mindset. And like I said, I'm not trying to come for Skip. I like Skip, but if this is true, Skip, you're dead wrong. You're dead fucking wrong. Over the next few months, Ms. Farahi made it known amongst the department that if needed, she would speak out on her co-workers' behalf. Ms. Peretti responded, "If it's so hard for you here, why don't you quit?" Ms. Peretti also later commented, "I don't regret anything I did, co-worker or different co-worker. This was especially cruel as she knew one of the co-workers had tried to commit suicide." Ms. Farahi reached out to Ms. Drucker and asked if she should get an attorney. Ms. Drucker responded that she does not need an attorney. Ms. Farahi is fired. On approximately June 24, 2024, a talent member disclosed to Ms. Farahi that Undisputed was going to be canceled and that Mr. Bayless was going to be fired. Ms. Farahi grew internally anxious that Mr. Dixon was trying to get her fired. Later that week on Monday, Ms. Farahi gave Bayless a haircut. During the haircut, Mr. Bayless told her about a new opportunity he was expecting outside of Fox. Ms. Farahi asked if he would still be coming to Undisputed, and he replied, "Of course." Mr. Bayless then told Ms. Farahi that he fantasizes about having sex with her and asked how much money it would take for her to have sex with him. Ms. Farahi stated that she already refused $1.5 million and that her answer wasn't going to change. Mr. Bayless replied, "The more you say no, the more I want you." So this is very rapey. Very rapey. Now, obviously, I mean, I'm not going to say obviously, but Skip Bayless probably isn't going to force himself on the woman, but he's obviously badgering her, sexually harassing her and all this kind of stuff. And he offered $1.5 million for the pussy, $1.2 million for the pussy, going once, going twice. Oh, we got a bid for $1.3 million for the pussy, $1.3 million for the pussy. Oh, we got a bid for $1,000. Oh, this guy actually knows the price of pussy. He's been $1,000. Guys, pussy does not cost $1.5 million. Are you fucking smoking dick? Jesus, these fucking simps, dude. These old ass fucking simps. They are destroying the dating market, offering a whopping $1.5 million for the pussy. Going once, going twice. No, you still didn't get the pussy after offering $1.5 million. You're a fucking clown. On August 2nd, 2024, Undisputed was canceled. Mr. Bayless was fired and Ms. Farahi was taken off schedule. Ms. Peretti told Ms. Farahi that there were no longer a need for her. That same day, Mr. Bayless asked Ms. Farahi to walk to his car on his way out. Ms. Farahi felt that she had no choice but to walk to his car. Once at the car, they noticed Mr. Dixon in the parking lot looking at them. Mr. Bayless told Ms. Farahi, fuck Charlie. If you want to sue them, go for it. Fuck him. Charlie is not going to sleep tonight. He's scared of what I'm going to tell you. Fuck him. And then he, this is another thing. This player hating. Now, both of these guys are sexual harassers, but this is player hating too. Hey, Skip Bayless do a lot of player hating, bruh. This is player hating. Player hater. So he's backbiting. He ain't necessarily pillow talking, but he's backbiting. He's backbiting on his superior. He's backbiting on the CEO. He's saying, hey, this nigga wanted the pussy. I wanted the pussy. I'm going to talk shit about him because I want the pussy more than him. This is, but see, now it's a dispute between them two. At first, it was Shannon Sharp, you going to fuck this black guy? But now it's a money thing. Big bank take little bank. Big bank take little bank. Mr. Dixon got you to fuck up on out of here, Skip Bayless. So now Skip Bayless going to backbite. Now Skip Bayless going to backbite. Now it's big bank take little bank. It's not about race for me. It's about race for them. Booyah! That same day, Ms. Farahi reached out to Fox, asked why she was taken off the schedule, and explained that although Undisputed had been canceled, she had worked on The Herd for over 5 years, Speak for over 1 year, and talent continued to request her. Fox did not provide a substantive response, but said they would investigate the issue. On August 5th, 2024, Ms. Farahi was asked to give Mr. Silverman a haircut in the same manner she had been doing for over the past 7 years. Ms. Farahi then reached out to Fox to ask what she should do, as she did not want to let Mr. Silverman down. The next day, Fox again did not provide a substantial response, but said they are continuing to investigate the situation. Okay. On August 8, 2024, after finishing their investigation, Fox was finally able to muster the following pretextual reason for firing Ms. Farahi. They can only afford to have one hairdresser work on all 3 shows. And this is a multi-trillion-dollar company saying they can only afford one hairdresser. New morning show, Speak and Undisputed. Ms. Farahi fears actualized as she realized that she had become the target. Fox systematically reduced her work schedule and ultimately terminated her employment by removing her from the schedule entirely, using fabricated business necessities as a pretext. Guided by its attorney, and the fact that she's journaling all this, has recordings, I now believe she is going to win this this civil suit. And look, I mean, honestly, I was talking shit about her before. Still gonna talk shit about her. She still ain't shit. She still ain't shit, bitch. But I do hope that she wins this settlement. I hope she takes Fox and takes a little piece of Skip Bayless too for muddying the waters of the dating market by offering a bitch $1.5 million for pussy. I hope he pays for that in full. I hope he pays for that in full. Guided by its attorneys with a financial penalty. I hope he pays for it. Guided by its attorneys, Fox then implemented the revised schedule, assigning a single hairdresser to cover all 3 shows for approximately 3 months. Once Fox believed it had sufficiently justified its actions from a legal standpoint, they reverted to their long-standing scheduling arrangement, which included one hair and makeup professional in the morning and another set in the afternoon, the same arrangement that had been in place for years during Ms. Farahi's tenure. In addition, Fox employed a barber to work exclusively on the new morning show. And look, okay, they got a barber. Here's the thing. Miss Farahi, we know you can't do no real nigga lineup. We know you know what I'm saying? That's some FBA work. You got to be FBA to give a real nigga lineup. Let's keep it a buck. So, of course, you're not going to get that barber job. But Miss Farahi's life after working with the I gotta see if she lined one nigga up. Now, if she lined one nigga up and it looks good, then I'll take it. But I'm on her page right now. I don't see one black man that she gave a haircut and it looks sharp. I don't see one black man that she's worked on. Now, black women, okay, fine. She might be good at doing black women's hair. Black men's hair is a little different. You have to have the symmetrical expertise to get that hairline crispy. No black spray, no hair plugs. And I don't see one black man that she's worked on. So you didn't deserve that barber job just to be fair. We're going to have to wrap it up in 5 minutes, guys. I won't be able to read the whole lawsuit, but now we're getting into, her feelings after the fact that she was fired and all this kind of stuff, which isn't really pertinent to our red vitamin analysis and lens on this. So it's a great stopping place. I will read a little bit of this, and then we got to get the fuck out of here. Ms. Farahi's life after working with the defendants. For weeks after being terminated, Ms. Farahi remained conflicted as to her next steps. She remained quiet about her experience at Fox, which was a wrong move, as she was fearful, believing that Mr. Dixon might hire someone to kill her should she go public. After many this is what she believed. I don't know if he actually would put a hit out on her or did put a hit out on her. But again, where are the white supremacists in my ex comments talking, only black men are doing this? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What'd you say? There ain't no black men doing this? Oh, it's just you? All right. I rest my case. After many therapy sessions, Ms. Farahi has concluded that she never wants to work with Mr. Bayless again, feels ashamed for working with him for so many years, and is able to better control intrusive thoughts of Mr. Dixon hurting her again. In response to her feeling of shame, embarrassment, and fear, her therapist told her that she had only been doing what she thought she needed to do to survive. At this point, Ms. Farahi seeks justice. She knows Mr. Dixon used his position of power to coerce women into having sex with him and used it as a justification to grope Ms. Farahi. She knows that Mr. Dixon did not immediately fire her after Ms. Taylor and Ms. Farahi had a falling out, only to appease Mr. Skip Bayless by providing him with a plaything. Despite Ms. Farahi being an excellent hairdresser, and that's debatable. That's debatable. And continuously being requested by talent, she was shrunken down to how much she could appease Mr. Bayless. And once Mr. Bayless was gone, so was her job. To date, talent continues to ask Ms. Farahi at Fox, including Mr. Coward, who posted a poll on the Twitter at The Herd on December 18, 2024, asking if he should get a haircut, with 63.2% responding that he should. Ms. Farahi also continued to be requested by and works for high-profile clients who do not abuse her. So she's still working. That's good. Following Ms. Farahi's departure from Fox, Mr. Bayless began featuring his wife on his podcast. On information and belief, he changed the cell phone number he had maintained for many years, presumably in hopes of removing and deleting incriminating messages, presumably after receiving notice of his impending lawsuit from Fox. Okay, so now we're getting into the class action allegations, exhaustion of administrative remedies, what they're asking, first cause of action. Okay, let's see how much money they want. Second cause of action, third cause of action, fourth cause of action, fifth. Woo, she got a lot of causes of action. Oh, Lord, these niggas are fucked. Oh, Lord, y'all about to pay a big ass settlement. Hey, at this point, bitch, get your money. At this point, bitch, get your bag. Right? At first, I was like, nah, she ain't shit. But I look, man, somebody got to take these fuckers down. And if it's going to be Miss Farahi, Arabian Nights, Arabian Days, I prefer it be her. So get your bag, sis. It got a little rocky in the beginning. Yes, we deemed you as not shit. In some ways, you still ain't shit, because you sat across that man and his wife and didn't tell the bitch. But I do support your efforts in this lawsuit. I really do. I hope that Joy Taylor loses her job. I hope she falls into the abyss of online content creation. I hope Emmanuel Acho keeps his job. He ain't do shit. All he did was fuck the corporate hoe, like a lot of other people did. And then I hope the CEO is fired and then pays the settlement as well. Because she could sue Fox individually. She could sue Skip individually. She could sue the CEO, Mr. Dixon, individually, but she lumped them all in a class action lawsuit. This bitch is about to get paid 8 to 9 figures, nigga. This bitch about to get paid 8 to 9 figures, nigga. So that 1.5 million that Skip Bayless offered to sniff the pussy is a drop in the bucket from what she's about to get. This is a wrongful termination, sexual abuse, sexual harassment, sexual assault case. Me Too, all that lumped into one. They're about to get cooked. We don't necessarily see a figure as to what they're asking for, but I guarantee it's going to be, it's definitely going to be over 1.5 million. It's going to be an 8 to 9 figure settlement. So, that's pretty much, we read most of the pertinent details about this lawsuit. Who's being accused? Who is the accuser? She put her face card on it. She's not being anonymous. She also let other employees remain anonymous who were negatively affected by the Fox Sports organization. And now the whole Fox Sports is about to come tumbling down. We're here for it. The 2 black men mentioned in the lawsuit are vindicated. They did nothing wrong. And remember, it's not about race for me. It's about race for them. Booyah! We got them, guys. We fucking got them. We fucking got them.
Got them. We fucking got
them. Sweet vindication. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. Shout out to Emmanuel Acho. 2 strong black men just doing their damn job, being black, going to work, and clocking their black ass out. Okay? Okay? But anyways, you already know what it is. It's your boy, Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship because of the email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so I know you pay your tax, man. Yeah! You need to be on your motherfucking name with the BS. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.